So you qualify.
Yeah.
Where the bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
I need to make another mix, man.
That's all good, man. Sometimes all we need is a job. Sometimes we just got to get right into it, okay? We got to break. We got a lot to talk about, okay? This might be one of them long-running podcasts. We got our mob ties brother. I don't know. Are we still claiming mob ties? Is mob ties still safe to claim? I don't know, man.
So far, unless they tell us not to.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying with the reputation of mob ties recently, are we still claiming mob ties, certified, qualified? Are we still doing that? Figgy, I'll leave it to you. Are we still claiming mob ties right now? Is it safe?
The whole
I think we still claiming it.
Okay. Figgy said we can still claim mob ties. Okay,
until we know the details of everything, we still gonna roll with it. We don't know all of the information that's going on so far. So
fair point. Did you read Jay Prince's statement?
Oh, I did not read that. I ain't know
it was long. Yeah, he put out a whole. We'll talk about that later, man. We'll talk about that later. But we a whole lot to break down, man. I know we had a earlier podcast this week talking about the death of Takeoff. Appreciate everybody who chopped it up with us. Then listen to the podcast. We broke all that down, but let's lift up the spirits, man. We got to get back to it. A lot to react to. Yeah. Drop the bomb on them. Yeah. We gotta lift back up. We gotta turn up, man. We got a new Drake and 21 project.
Yeah.
We got Astros hopefully about to win the World Series this weekend.
I know.
We got Jalen Hurts, Channel Views owns, showing out on live TV in Houston against our team, but fuck it, who cares?
We claiming Jalen Hurts right now, man.
Yeah, we claim Jalen Hurts, man. He's an honorary Houstonian, man. I don't claim no Davis Mills. I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts, our quarterback. So, yeah, a lot to break down, a lot to talk about, a lot of controversy, a lot of salacious things in the media. We got to talk Kyrie Irving and the NBA falling apart at the seams. Everybody getting canceled. Yeah. Cancel tour 2022 rages on. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to break down. First off, Figgy, how you been, man? I know you was at the game. How was the atmosphere out there on Thursday Night Football, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I felt like I was in Philly when I was out there. There's so many Eagles fans out there. And this is probably the most rowdiest crowd I ever been around, man.
Oh, damn.
They were like rowdy. They were aggressive. To me, they kind of remind me of Cowboy fans, where they just feel like the world is against them. If you look at them, they gonna say we them boys or whatever they say. They kind of had that type of attitude, which they should, to be honest, because they 8-0 now.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they undefeated. I don't think anybody had them going undefeated right now. So it was a lot of them out there to the point when the game started and the Texans ran out on the field. They got booed. It was like a big boo. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It had to be like 80% Eagles fans in there, man. But I gotta say, man, I had a good time at this game, just overall, because the Astros was playing at the same time, and the Houston Texans were nice enough to put the game on in the arena all around where the food is and the concourse and all that stuff. So yeah, man, it made it cool because you had people watching the game. They was giving the score update on the game too. I don't know how it was on the radio broadcast.
They were letting people know during the there's a little segment where they give the NFL scores. They gave the Astros scores too.
Okay,
so,
that's
yeah,
dope.
they knew.
Okay. Yeah, so it was crazy because you walking around, you got people just chilling on the couch watching the Astros and the Texans. So it was real cool. And after the game, a lot of people stayed around because the Astros game was still on. So it was really fun. I know it wasn't a fun game for us, but it was really fun, man. I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it looked like a fun environment, man. Philly fans are known to be kind of wild and crazy, but it seemed like everything went pretty well out there, man. Like we said, I like to see Jalen Hurts ball out, man. I don't think anybody thought at the beginning of the season that he would be a legit MVP candidate and this
Yeah,
team would be undefeated.
yeah, I
But
sure didn't.
hell no,
I
man.
remember people talking about a possible trade for Deshaun
And
Watson.
people got mad at that. I
People,
want Jalen Hurts, man. I was
Jalen,
like, this dude's still young. He has a lot of talent. Let's take him. But no,
yeah,
they thought he wasn't good
no,
enough.
no,
What the fuck,
thanks.
man?
They said the same shit with Tua. No,
Yeah.
thanks. And them two motherfuckers balling out.
think dog. Texans fans legit said we don't want Tua Tagovailoa or Jalen Hurts. We want to ride with Davis Mills for this
Yes.
next season. And
Yeah.
look what the fuck we got now, man. A team that got one win through like 8 games.
Yes.
Oh man. Texas, see, this is why you can't, dog. Don't listen to nothing fans say, okay? Don't ever whatever fans say the opposite. You know, I saw some fans thinking that this Rockets team was gonna be good. Well, they win ain't they only one win too through 10 games?
8, 1-9.
Yeah.
I heard somebody throw a funny ass stat out there. They said the Rockets and the Texans. No, they said the Browns had more wins than the Rockets and Texans.
Oh my goodness. That's sad, man. That's fucking depressing, but it's true. Yeah. So don't listen to nothing fans say. To be fair though, I'd rather Jalen Hurts ball out on a good team than be stuck here. So I guess I'm kind of happy for him, but at the same time, come on, man. The two quarterbacks who are way better than Davis Mills, and people are saying, no, we don't want them. So it's what y'all get. It's what y'all asked for. Y'all want to see Davis Mills. Y'all want to see what he got. Now we're here. Okay. With a tie and one win through 8 games.
Yeah, it's rough, man. And the crazy part about it is we might see him again next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they roll the dice on them again next year.
Look, man, I think they'll draft a quarterback. I mean, they're gonna be bad for a while. They'll draft a quarterback. Davis Mills will probably start next year, but I mean, if shit goes left real quick, I think they'll be quicker to bring somebody else or have somebody else start. They have to at this point, man. This is 2 seasons now, man. Like, if you ain't seen what you need to know now, if you ain't seen the flashes, and I'm not gonna shit on him like everybody else. I don't think he's complete ass, but I think he's a backup, man. Honestly, I don't know if he's starting quarterback worthy on a good team even.
Yeah, to me, like I told people, to me it looked like he's not losing his mind out there. I just seen quarterbacks that was so bad that you had to take them out because it was just they were lost. He don't look lost. He just looked like a very safe very safe backup quarterback.
Yeah. So do you think that's why Brandon Cooks is completely shifted up from what he was being the captain, named captain, and being completely bought into wanting to leave and quitting on the team seemingly in the past week? Do you think that's because of Davis Mills alone, or you think it's other issues?
I think it's all of it, man. I think it's probably Davis Mills. Is probably the offense. He's not getting the ball like that. He having a bad year. And not to mention, shit, it sounded like they had to trade together for him to go to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I heard, it sounded like Nick Caserio got a little too greedy and wanted a little more. And Dallas said, nah, I'm cool. And now he's stuck here. So that's when Cooks went off. He went off at like 3:01 Central Time when the trade deadline was over. And that's when he went off. So he probably thought he was going to Dallas and heard that the GM got a little too greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's stuck here for the rest of the year. So it's gonna be weird as hell if he come back.
I mean, he has to. But yeah, it's gonna be a weird environment. People gonna question whether he's playing his hardest. Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, he's gonna have to answer questions like this on every press conference. It's really awkward, man. It's like I feel like the Texans are. I don't think they're the only team that deals with this. Maybe we're local, so we hear it more. But it's like I don't feel like any other NFL team has this many players quitting on them and wanting to leave. Even the Lions. I don't hear this much shit about the Lions, and they just as bad as the Texans.
Yeah.
And I don't even hear this shit going on with them. So
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this organization, man.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, it happened pretty often. It happened last year with the Browns with Odell Beckham.
Yeah, but that's a superstar, man. I'm talking like regular players on a regular NFL team. Everybody seems like they just want to bounce from this team.
Yeah.
You had Amenahu, you had Tunsil, maybe through rumors, Brandon Cooks, Deshaun Watson, of course, like everybody, JJ Watt.
Nigga named Kamu Grugier Hill.
Yeah, like everybody, man. Even these no-name dudes want to bounce. So it's like, what is it about this organization that everybody just don't fuck with no more and wants to leave, even though they're getting paid millions of dollars?
Yeah,
you think they supposedly got rid of the problem, right? I thought Jack Eastby was a problem.
Yeah, but you know this, after they got rid of him, then all of the Jack Easterby disciples been kind of up in arms a little bit.
But Texans Twitter told me that he was the problem, okay? They told me he was Satan. So what happened? He leaves and other players want to leave too? I thought he was the devil and he was the cause of all the issues in Houston.
Maybe the rest of them were devils too.
And I guess so. Devils,
the guy's gone.
Disciples, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it is what it is. We ain't really expect nothing from them this season anyway. So it's just funny now seeing all of these people that was all bought in and good culture guys. Now they want out.
Yep. Now what's the culture, man? The only thing, because I was listening to the post-game show and Damian Pierce is on that again. Dog, he's like the only entertaining thing about this team now, dog. We got to get him on the podcast at some point. I'll fuck with Damian Pierce, man. Best player on the team by far, offensively at least. And just a funny guy, man. Like all his interviews are just hilarious. So I want to get him on the podcast if we can one day. But everybody else,
get him on. Yeah,
we got to, man. That dude is hilarious. But yeah, enough about the Texans, man. We say we wouldn't talk about them as much, but we do have the Astros. Hopefully they're going to close it out this weekend. So rooting for that. If you do, then you'll definitely hear Figgy on the 1s and 2s late at night doing night duty. You're going to do an all-night broadcast, man. Last time we did it, it was me and Pauly G doing an all-nighter when the Astros won in 2017. It was a fun night. Honestly, when I came in and I think our program director was in, he was Ryan McCredden. He told us if the Astros win, we're going to be working all night, just doing an all-night show. And when I heard that, I was like, I don't really feel like it, man. Fuck. But it flew by, dog. Like, it didn't even feel like a whole, what we do, like 8-9 hours straight. Like, it didn't even feel like that long. It flew by, man. We were just having such a good time. Paul was drinking champagne. We were just fucking Gollum rappers. We got Bumpy and ESG on air. Everybody was calling from downtown. It was a fun time, man. So,
damn, that's dope, man. That's dope. Speaking of the Astros, man, how you feel about Mattress Mac cussing some fans out?
I'm not surprised, dog. I heard Mattress Mac is like that for real, for real. We had a producer who I worked with at the station. And he had a part-time job. He said he got fired from Gallery Furniture. He worked there for like a week, and Mattress Mac came and fired him. And apparently, he said that Mattress Mac was crazy. Like, he was always cussing people out. He cussed like no other. And he seemed like he was on cocaine all the time. I'm not saying he's on cocaine, but he was basically describing him as always turned. And he was cussing people out. All the employees got cussed out. He was like, Mattress Mac is crazy. So after I heard that story, I'm like, I'm not surprised he was out there saying "fuck you" to all the Phillies fans, man.
Fuck I heard he's wild. Fuck
what up? We see y'all in the chat. What up, Ernesto? What up, Tab? What's going on, y'all? Yeah, go Astros, man. We rooting for them. That's the only good thing we got going in the city right now. We have fucking the Texans lose on national TV. We had Takeoff get killed. Very sad situation. So the only joy we got is the Astros, man. They got to pull it out.
Yeah.
So, we're rooting for them, man. But anyway, enough about sports and shit. We'll get into more headlines about the NBA and all that stuff going on in a minute. Yeah, crusty ass Texans. You right, man. We don't want to talk about them no more, man. We canceling them. Everybody getting canceled. We canceling the Texans, man. Okay.
I know.
Everybody get canceled. We canceling Kyrie. We canceling Jalen Rose. I just saw an NBA countdown. We canceling everybody. Kanye West canceled. We canceling the Texans, man. Okay. Until they win 5 games in the season.
They might not win another game, man.
I don't know, man. I don't see how it's possible. They play the Jaguars again, right? They might get that
that's
one.
Too. Yeah. That's
too. I don't know about anybody else, man. So they couldn't even beat the Titans without a real quarterback. So
this motherfucker went 6 for 10 for 55 yards, 45 yards or something.
Malik Doc, anybody could have been close. Malik Willis. Anybody could have been Malik Willis. They could have put me out there, man. Tell me which way to hand off, and I'll do it.
Hey, Derrick Henry got like 6 games versus the Texans, 200 yards plus.
Crazy, man.
That's video game numbers, man.
T.Y. Hilton over here, man, just lighting us up every time they play. Ridiculous.
That might be worse than T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, probably. Because at least at least they were good. The Colts were good. Yeah. Those are the fucking good years for them. But yeah, we'll see. Well, like you said, Astros the only thing we got hyped up for, man. So we got to do it. Thank you, Ernesto, calling us the best podcast on the internet. Yeah, man. We turning up. We're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna talk about all the hip hop and stuff that came out this week. We got to break down this Drake album, man. We got to do that next. But appreciate y'all coming through, man. We appreciate the love always.
Breakdown.
No what?
No Eminem breakdown.
No Eminem. Randomly, I was looking and saw that Eminem is like still the highest streamed rapper in October.
Really?
Which, yeah.
Damn.
And it's like, look, man, no matter what I think about him, I got to give him props, man. Like, there's nobody like to not even release anything good in the last like 10 years and still have these crazy streams over everybody who's dropping heat. Like, look, man, you got a dedicated fan base. That's all I can say. Because that's fucking wild, man. But salute. That's because he's a GOAT. That's debatable. But yes, I respect him, man. I respect him as a rapper. I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we gotta talk about real rap, okay? We gotta talk about this Drake and 21 Savage album. It did release. They had a cool little rollout for it, man. I liked all the little things they did for it. They did like a 21 and Drake did like a Vogue shoot cover thing with a bunch of pictures. They also did a Howard Stern mock interview type thing where they answered a bunch of crazy questions. They also, what else did they do? They did they teased a Tiny Desk. I don't think they're actually going to do one. I don't know. But they teased it like they were going to do one. So, yeah, it looked like a fake little setup. I think it was just promo for the album. But they teased the time. They did a lot of little cool promo things to promote the album, man. Drake was tweeting cartoon porn at close to midnight when the album was about to drop. Because I'm like, okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on with this album rollout, man. But it did release. Now, I had to look at this cover and look up who this was. Apparently, this is the stripper from Houston, and her name is Suki something. Keith Yasuka, a.k.a. Suki Baby. She's a nail stylist and professional adult dancer from Houston.
Damn.
Figgy, what do you think about this cover, man?
I thought it was wild. I did not know she was from Houston, man. I had no idea. I'm like, man, why is he doing this to this girl? But shit, is she an adult dancer and nail tech and all this other stuff? She making money then, so. But this album cover, and it's no disrespect to the young lady, but this album cover is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I didn't get it. Like, maybe he knew he might get some blowback, so he was trying to do some pro woman type shit where he was like, hey, look at me boosting this random woman from Houston. You know, he's trying to play both sides, man, because maybe he knew he would get some flack to the Megan Thee Stallion comments, which we'll talk about in a minute. But so yeah, the cover, I've said for a minute, like out of all the GOAT contenders rap wise, I think Drake has the worst covers of anybody. The album art is
Yeah.
bad. I can think of maybe two good ones. Take Care, of course, and Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah.
Everything else is mid to bad.
Yeah.
See it with CLB being the worst.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is what it is. But let's get to the music itself, man. The music, it is 21. We're housing like 16 songs, hour in length exactly. A lot of songs. There are songs with Drake and 21. There's songs with only 21. There's multiple songs with only Drake. So Drake is really, it really is a more of a Drake album featuring 21 Savage than it is a Drake and 21 Savage album to me.
Yeah.
That's how I felt listening to it. It felt like a Drake album with 21 bars sprinkled throughout. But it did drop. No features except for Travis Scott on the song Pussy and Millions. So pretty much featureless. And of course, it's the Drake's second release. Of course, the other one we don't really talk about much. The Honestly Nevermind album, the dance album he dropped, that kind of came and went. I don't like to say came and went a whole lot, but that album definitely came and went. Very polarizing. And this is a pretty much a Drake sounding album. So, Figgy, what were your thoughts, man? And did you enjoy the album itself?
Yeah, and I think this is more than a Drake sounding album to me, because most of these songs were straight up rap for the most part, and usually he had way too many R&B songs on there for me. But I ain't gonna lie, man, I actually like the album. I actually like it. I think the production sound cool. I like him and 21 Savage rapping together. This, I don't know, this might be a hot take, but I like this better than What a Time to Be Alive. I like this. I like the 21 Savage Drake duo more than the Drake and Future duo. Yeah, man. I was surprised it was this long too. Pause. I like the first song, Rich Flex. I thought it was cool. Yeah, for the most part, it was a couple other songs I ain't really care for on here. But for the most part, man, I thought this was a pretty good album for Drake. And I kind of got to the point where I kind of grade Drake on the curve a little bit. But I thought it was pretty solid, man. I like this duo, man. This is I feel like they make good music together. 21 Savage, he impressed me all the time now, man. It's especially how we started this podcast a couple years ago, and we weren't that we wasn't 21 Savage fans. And shout out to our girl Jules.
Yeah, she's the only one who believed in him.
She's the only one, yeah. And we thought she was crazy. But I feel like he putting out more content now, man. It's funny because he contradicted himself with the whole, stop the violence shit. And he ain't doing nothing but talking about violence on his album. But I like that he kind of separated himself from the mumble rap. And I enjoyed this album a lot, man. A couple things about this album too that shocked me outside of the obvious, which we'll get into in a minute, about the line about Meg Thee Stallion. But why is he taking shots at Serena Williams' husband?
Yeah, that was random. And I have to assume, because the fact that he actually said Serena when he usually don't say names when he refers to stuff like this. Like I feel like something must have happened. Like this wasn't just a one-off mention or him being jealous of Serena Williams' husband. I think something happened between Drake and Serena Williams' husband.
Yeah. I want you think the husband or her?
I think, and this is just speculation on my part, I feel like he was talking to Serena and then her husband tried to flex on Drake in some shape or form. I don't know what happened. Maybe he texted Drake or called Drake up or saw Drake somewhere and had a discussion. Maybe he made it known he wasn't appreciating them talking. But for Drake to actually go as far as to say Serena's name and say her husband a groupie, like Drake is more of a subliminal disser that we'll see talk about later on with the Megan Thee Stallion thing. Just I feel like for him to go that far, something must have happened to get him pissed off to that degree.
Yeah. I think something definitely happened. My mindset was the first thing I thought about was maybe she said something. And they probably got into it, and then he tried to flex on the husband a little bit to kind of piss her off. But yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, why is he talking about Serena? Like, what? I'm like, man, like Drake is kind of petty on this album right now. Nigga talk about he don't vote. If he vote, he'll vote for Donald Trump. So I'm like, damn, okay. Like he an open book in this album. I'm actually surprised he ain't say nothing about Pusha T.
I mean, I feel like that well is dried up now. But he's been going at Pusha T for a minute. I think he just knows people are tired. Tab says that's exactly what happened. I think so, man, because looking at the lyrics, and for people who didn't see what Drake said, the bars go something like this. He said, sidebar, Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no, boo, it's like you coming for sushi. We might pop on him at will like Suzuki. So nice little wordplay, but I mean, he's basically implying that he's gonna do something to Serena Williams' husband, which has to imply that something happened. And
isn't her husband white?
Yeah, he's like apparently one of the guys who founded Twitter or Reddit. But
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he sold it before it got big, so he didn't get that much money from it. But he might do something else. I don't know. But I think Serena has way more money than him. But
100%, yeah.
Yeah, but he did reply to this, and he said, the reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about being the absolute best at whatever I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter. And there's a picture of him and their daughter together at Serena Williams, probably one of her last matches. And of course, all the swirlers and black women were like, oh, that's so sweet. And so, yeah, I mean, look, I feel like there has to be something that happened, because Drake wouldn't just jump out the window at that. But yeah, just to inform people of what happened. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, outside of that, man, I won't go track by track because we'll get to the stuff that everybody want to talk about. I thought the project was qualified. I know I talked to you before the podcast, and it seemed like you might not be that much of a fan of it, but I thought it sounded good, man. I wouldn't say I was hyped for it or anything like that, but I wasn't really expecting much from this album. I don't know why, because I'm a big fan of Drake and 21 together, but I still didn't really have high hopes for this album. But I thought it was cool, man. I'm gonna definitely take a couple songs off this album, but I thought it was all right, man. So I'm gonna say it is qualified.
Okay. And Tab corrects me. He says he's a billionaire. He got like 1.2 billion. I don't know if that's true. Like a quick look at Google says he got like 70 million as of 2019. But like, I mean, I don't really give a shit, honestly. It could be like, to me, 1 billion and 70 million is like the same amount.
Yeah.
Unattainable to me. So I mean, he's rich regardless. But yeah, I mean,
do Serena got more than that?
I mean, I would think so. Through all her endorsements and shit she got going on, I could look up, and I know these Google net worth things are not accurate. Yeah. You know, they probably go by Forbes, which lies.
Yeah. But yeah, he ain't no scrub then.
Yeah, no, he's not. It says Serena Williams has a net worth of 260 million according to Forbes. So Yeah, I
So
mean,
he
yeah.
paying all the bills then. They ain't
But I
splitting
mean,
no
fuck
rent.
it. The dude won, man. Fuck
Yeah,
it. Like, I
yeah,
mean, shit. You got Serena Williams, and you live in the lap of luxury regardless. So,
yeah,
yeah, I had no hate in my heart towards him, man. He did what he was supposed to do. So,
yeah.
and he
She
clapped back
wasn't.
at Drake and got all the women on his side. So, hey, you
Yeah,
winning, man.
and to be honest, who else was she gonna get? Because if she, I mean, she was with Drake at some point, I think.
Niggas had a shot. I
Yeah,
mean, she was with Drake. She was with Common. I'm sure other rappers and entertainers that don't even know, but niggas had a shot.
yeah,
So, I mean, whatever happened, happened. But I mean, it's not like, look, people had a shot at it, man. So, whatever.
yeah, yeah,
So man, as far as my thoughts on the album, I thought it was okay. I mean, it was exactly what I expected, to be honest. Um, I would say I'm a little underwhelmed just because, I mean, I'm talking about it before with Drake's albums. I don't feel like he has anything interesting to say anymore, really. Like, we like the wordplay, but the biggest takeaway from this album on social media is the disses.
yeah,
And when you're at that point, that officially means you TMZ. You know, you ran out of things to say. Now you got to stir up the controversy at this point. I mean, production is what you'd expect. Um, the verses, what you'd expect. 21 did his thing, of course. You know, like you said, we're both fans of him. My favorite songs. I gotta make a sidebar about Drake singing, man. I know nobody agrees with me on this, but I'm just sick of hearing it, dog. I can't take it anymore, man. And I don't understand how everybody likes him singing and don't like. Do we hear the same shit? It's fucking
yeah,
it ruins some songs, man. And I feel like he got a new voice effect he's playing with where it sounds like he's singing in a hallway or something, some weird reverb echo effect going on. I can't take it no more, man. Like, I'm at the point where I'm just skipping when I know it's gonna be a Drake song where he's singing or harmonizing a whole lot. I don't like it, man. I can't take it no more. But I know I'm in the minority, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Whatever. It's Drake. He
yeah.
ain't gonna stop singing. I know that. I
Now
just don't like it.
he wasn't singing that much on this
Yeah,
though.
it wasn't like half
Yeah,
R&B, but it
yeah,
was enough to annoy
it was.
me.
Yeah,
And there were songs like I liked the song "Hours in Silence" a whole lot until he dropped the beat and started singing for 3 minutes straight halfway through. And I was like, I can't take it no more, man. I'm sick of this shit. So I
yeah,
just, it's just getting on my nerves, man. Circo Loco with the fucking Daft Punk sample, whatever. Stepping on a classic, but I know this is music now, whatever. I'm not gonna complain about that no more.
yeah. We probably need to stop complaining about that, man.
Yeah, it's a wash now.
Yeah,
So
Hitmaker
whatever.
ain't stopping no time soon. He gonna sample everything he can.
Yeah, I mean, it's more example. It's more impressive. He got the Daft Punk sample because they
Yeah,
don't just fucking lend they shit out to anybody. But
yeah,
"Pussy in Millions" is probably my favorite song. I like that song a lot. The beat was the most creative, I thought. I actually wish the whole album sounded like that. Tab says he's a horrible singer and vocalist. I agree, man. But apparently we are in the minority. People like Drake singing. He ain't gonna stop singing. I know that, but I hate it. I can't take it no more, man. But I like the song "Pussy in Millions." I like Travis Scott actually rapping on it, you know. I
yeah,
like that song. I like the beat a lot. I wish more songs sounded like that. And the rappy rap song is probably "Middle of the Ocean."
mm,
I like this. I like that song. It's straight up. If you like Drake rapping, skip to that song and don't listen to nothing else because that's like I want to say like 5 minutes of just Drake going off.
yeah,
And I like the almost 6 minutes of Drake just going off, snapping. And I like the beat switch up where they go to the Dipset sample for real niggas. Cause that's one of
yeah.
my favorite Dipset songs, man. And when that sample kicked in, I was
Real
like,
niggas.
oh shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you with my mother? Spring, summer, fall, winter time.
yeah.
Get that off the table, Cameron. It's dinner
It's dinner
time. I
time.
love that song, man.
I
Jules
got a
Santana snapped
line
on
downstairs,
it.
ma. I'm
I'm
in
in
the
the ground
grind.
for 10 to
10 to
9. You
9.
do your business right. Just let me attend to mine. You
You
cooking
cooking
pork
pork
anyway.
anyway.
I
I
ain't
ain't
in
in
the
the
swine.
swine.
I
You
love
watch
that
your
song,
mind,
man.
man. You know
You
what's
ain't
on
in
my
my
mind.
mind. I'm gonna surpass crack. Move on to NASDAQ. Still something. Amtrak's on Anthrax on Amtrak's.
Yeah.
I love that song, man. So I like the beat switch. I like Drake rapping over that. And that was the best rapidy rap song on the album, I thought. The rest, I don't know. I have no more patience for Drake crying over women. Okay, like songs like I Guess It's Fuck Me. I guess I can't take it no more, man.
Yeah.
I like that's the most played out Drake concept of him whining over a woman. And it's I understand that's part of his fan base and that's just what he's gonna stick to. But those songs are just skip status to me from now on, man. I can't take it no more.
Man.
So
I feel you, man.
Like it was entertaining at first, but you 36 years old, man. And on one song you saying, I'm not sweating these hoes. The next song you talking about why you do me like this, crying over like which is it, man? You can't be playing both sides, dog. So one song you missing hoes, and the next song you don't give a fuck about them. So whatever, man. But oh no, man, I think this album is qualified, definitely.
Qualified.
Like, look, it's what you'd expect. I'll give it that much. If you don't like any of these rappers, you won't like the album. It's not going to convince you to be a Drake or 21 Savage fan if you don't like them from the get-go. But if you do, I don't think you'll really be disappointed, man. Plus the fact that it was a surprise album and it came off a very weak, in my opinion, Drake album. I think it's refreshing a little bit, but it's just I don't think it'll stay in rotation, man. I think I'll take a couple songs from this, add it to the playlist, and that'll be it. So
real quick, shout out to Pablo on Facebook, hollering
what up,
at
Pablo?
Us. Shout out to Tony Scott. I met Tony Scott last week at I was working a wedding for the photo booth. So shout out to Tony Scott. But let me ask you this. Are you surprised? Because we talked about this last week because we did we did the podcast talking about Takeoff. And we were debating on if we should record today.
Yeah.
Because and we said we're gonna keep an eye out to see if they drop that album because it might not drop because of the Takeoff death. Are you surprised that this album was released?
I
thought it was gonna get pushed back again because of the death Takeoff, because it was so close.
Yeah.
And I just thought they was gonna push it back.
I thought it was a possibility. But once I saw the promos were in motion, I was like, okay, this album's coming out. And it might have been at the point where things were rolling out to the point where they couldn't stop it. So yeah, I guess a little bit, because I mean he does mention Jay Prince, of course, and there's a connection there. And there's speculation and rumors about what happened that night and who was responsible. So all that being under consideration, I thought it was a possibility that he might push it back. But once I saw all the promo stuff going out and all the interviews and stuff and little clips and viral stuff that was going out, I was like, okay, it's locked in now. They might not be able to move it. I saw Drake did put a tribute to Takeoff. And there's been a lot of those. But yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm a little surprised, but not too much. I'll say that much. But one thing I am surprised, though, is the so-called shot, no matter however you want to take it, at one Megan Thee Stallion. So we got to get into this, man. We got to break down exactly what happened. So let me look up the actual song first, man, because I don't want to get this wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody's just hitting at the actual diss itself, but we got to get context, man. So first off, the line he said, Lincoln with the ops, bitch, I did it for Jay Prince, which is a shot at Kanye West and the concert they did together earlier. And
Kanye,
how do you feel about that, man?
Kanye, I mean, I'm not surprised at that, man, because I think we said that shit. We said it before the concert even happened. We said they were gonna Jay Prince gonna get them two together. Apparently Jay Prince really want Larry Hoover free. So he said, "Hey y'all, hey just do the concert with the little nigga." And he did, man. So I wasn't surprised. I was surprised he brung it up like that. And I think Kanye might have replied to that too.
Yeah, he did. Kanye tweeted. He's back on Twitter now after being kicked off of almost everything. I guess he's back.
Yeah.
He said, "Enough already. I done gave this man his flowers multiple times. Let's really see who are the real ops in this music game. Imagine all the rappers on the same side and everybody cleaning up each other's contracts. It's kingdom time. Love Drake. Hashtag love speech." So, for me, man, I'm sick of Drake acting like he got beef with Kanye. Okay, because that was not no just obligation he fulfilled that night, dog. If it was, he could have just been in the back while Kanye did his set. He could have came out, did his set, and then left. No, the camera was on Drake. Drake was getting emotional listening to Kanye's catalog, man. We saw the camera zoomed in. We saw tears welling up. He was welling up, man, when he was doing Runaway.
Mm-hmm.
And then Drake gets on stage, daps up, and it's love. You can see it's love. And then Drake performs a Kanye song. So, and since then, Kanye has not dissed Drake. Even on the Drink Champs interview where he dissed everybody, he gave love to Drake. And he admits Drake is like the biggest in the game right now. So I'm sick of these two acting like they got beef. I'm sick of Drake acting like he don't love Kanye. He loved Kanye, man. We don't seen the clips from years ago talking about how he's one of the greatest men ever.
Yeah.
So I'm sick of this fake beef, man. Don't act like you don't like Kanye. We know you love Kanye, man. But whatever.
Yep.
So now we got to get to the Megan Thee Stallion so-called diss. Hold up, let me look this up because I got to get it right. Okay, he said this bitch lied about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. She don't even get the joke, but she's still smiling. And at one point, she said, he said something about player tape, and I forget what the line. I thought it was in the song too, but I forget what it was.
Yeah,
but basically,
something about going to college too.
Yeah, I thought it was on the same song. I guess it's not.
No, I think it is.
I'm looking for it now. Fuck, I can't find it. I don't know. But anyway, there are some subliminal disses towards Megan Thee Stallion. Of course, this is a double entendre where getting shots could imply getting ass injections, but she's still a stallion. But of course, it's being, double entendre could mean Megan Thee Stallion lying about getting shot by Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
And do you have the other line?
Yeah, the other line is Shorty said she graduated. She ain't learned enough. Play your album track 1. Okay, I heard enough.
Yeah. I mean, that could be anybody, but the fact, look, the coincidences are lining up here, okay? Megan Thee Stallion, of course, went to U of H, graduated, and is dropping music that is polarizing, I guess. So, yeah, man. Look, I'm not surprised that Drake has this stance given his relationship with Jay Prince.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised he said it out loud.
Me too.
And so Megan Thee Stallion did reply, and she tweeted. She basically said, let me look up exactly what happened. She said, "Stop using my shooting for clout, bitch ass niggas. Since when the fuck is it cool to joke about women getting shot? You niggas, especially rap niggas, are lame. Ready to boycott about shoes and clothes, but dog pile on a black woman when she say one of y'all homeboys abused her. And when the motherfucking facts come out, remember all y'all hoe-ass favorite rappers that stood behind a nigga that shot a female. People attack me, y'all go up for it. I defend myself, no, I'm doing too much. Every time it never ends, and this did not happen until I came out and said I got shot. Y'all don't fuck with me? Okay, cool, fuck it, bye." Now, apparently, there was also a tweet made where somebody said, that's a blue check guy, I forget who it was, basically said that Drake wouldn't make a bar about a man getting shot, but he does it for a woman. Interesting, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something in that spirit. And apparently Jay-Z liked it on Twitter.
Jay-Z?
Yes, Jay-Z.
Damn.
Sean Carter.
Damn.
Himself liked it, but apparently people caught on. I guess he forgot likes were public, and he unliked it.
Damn. I didn't know that.
People caught that, and it went up on social media. And of course, Megan Thee Stallion is also signed to Rock Nation, and they're, I think, behind a lot of her push that she's been getting so far. So, yeah, Figgy, what are your thoughts about this? Whose side are you taking? You gotta take somebody's side, okay? It's men versus women, and you a man, so you a Drake and Jay Prince.
I was sitting on the fence, man. Nah, but honestly, man, I really don't know what to believe, man. Obviously, we wasn't there, so we don't know anything. But I would be shocked if Meg was lying about getting shot, because she going all out. She put names on it. She telling what happened, or well, she ain't explain what happened, but she man, this ain't the first time she said he shot me. So I would be shocked if she was sitting here lying about this, man. Because some people, you know, when some people are lying, they bring it up and then they'll try to back off of it. They'll try to scoot away from it and move on. But she is, every time somebody says something, she getting on Twitter and defend herself, man. And I kind of feel bad for her, man. I feel like ain't nobody else taking up for her at this point. Even somebody like a Jay-Z or, Rock Nation, I haven't heard them come out with a statement pretty much taking her side. So it seemed like she really in this by herself. And every time somebody say something, every time a blog say something, she got to jump on Twitter and make it clear. So I kind of feel bad for her with that. But also, coming from Drake's side, I'm shocked he actually put a name to this. I would have been I wouldn't have been shocked if he used it in some type of other way where you can maybe think maybe it's about her, or nah, it's probably not. But to me, this bar, he put his chest in it. So clearly, he's affiliated with Mob Ties. That's his peoples. So clearly, they must have gave him a rundown of their side of the story of what happened, and apparently he believed it. So it's very tricky, man. It's really tricky. I wonder how this all going to end, but man, it's really shocking, man. I was really shocked that he put this in there. And when I see somebody tweet the lyrics, I usually go under the comments to see what people saying. And I seen a couple people saying, "Hey, it's just hip hop." I'm like, nah, this ain't just no hip hop line, man. This sound really specific. And then I seen somebody else saying, "Hey, a stallion could be anything."
There was some plausible deniability going on. I got to call out Brandon Caldwell. It seemed like he said basically that he tried to clarify that Drake said shots and not shot. And like, I understood what he was trying to imply, but it came off like he was trying to act like Drake wasn't saying what he said, but clearly it was a double entendre aimed at a Megan Thee Stallion situation and women with fake asses. It was clever, but let's not act like we don't know what he was talking about, man.
Yeah, because before I seen the line, I seen her tweeting about it, saying what she was saying in the tweets. And that's what made me go see who she was talking about. And when I read it, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I know Drake ain't this reckless. So, I was looking under the comments and I was seeing some of the people saying, "Hey, no, he talking about," how you know he talking about her? And, a stallion is just a tall girl. And they, I see people trying to make excuses, trying to give them a pass and all this other stuff. And it just to me like we seen the writing on the wall before because we were shocked that they didn't even have a song together at this point. And we seen I guess I don't know if they were dating at one point or very close, but it seemed like they was supposed to do some work together, but it never happened. And just him putting that in the song, I was just like, wow. And then the whole the graduated line, and by the way, she went to TSU.
Yeah.
So she didn't go to U of H.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She went to U of H, but whatever.
Yeah, but when he said Shorty said she graduated, she ain't learned enough. Play your album track 1. Okay, I heard enough. It made me go back to her last album to play the first track to see if it was really whack. I don't know what Drake was listening to, man. I don't know if she, maybe she said some stuff about Tory, or maybe said some stuff about Mob Ties and Jay Prince and all of them, where he, kind of felt offended or felt like it was whack. But
which album was it that she had that Who Shot You shit? Because maybe that was that album he was talking about.
You think it could have been that album?
It could have been. I forget which project that was, but I think that was track 1 when she rapped over Who Shot You, and it was a diss to Tory Lanez. Maybe that's what he's talking about, because that was kind of bad.
Yeah. I can see that. But yeah, man, I was actually shocked that he he did that. But man, I don't know, man. I can't look, man. This is one of those situations you can't even pick a side, man, because we don't know none of them. We don't know what happened. But I would be, to me, I gotta see some evidence. I gotta see some shit that to prove that Meg, like, I'm gonna still ride with Meg no matter what, because it's hard for me to believe that she's sitting there lying about getting shot, man. I don't think anybody would go this far to lie about getting shot. Now, I could be wrong, but I would be shocked, man, if this all come out to be a lie.
Yeah, I think the truth is just somewhere in between. I think we're gonna find out. Like, the way it's being framed, I think, by her camp, it's like she was shot and she wasn't doing anything. And what it seemed like, it was more of an accident than anything. It seemed like people was getting into it, shit got hot, and then somehow a gun was involved and somehow it went off at somebody's feet. It's not the same that you aiming a gun at somebody and shooting them, but I understand still, you don't fucking pull your gun out on the woman regardless. So I get it. Tab going in on Megan Thee Stallion right now in the comments, man. I see you. I see him. He says, outside of Houston, Meg is losing a lot of attention and fanfare. I would even question that. I don't think Megan Thee Stallion is very popular in Houston, man.
Yeah, I was about to say she might lost everybody in Houston.
Yeah,
because if you look at the vibe in Houston, it's Mob Ties. You got 1501 certified. You got all time. They are all close, and a lot of people in the city, a lot of artists, they're close to them as well. So that kind of, I hate to say it like this, but that kind of pushed Meg out a little bit, because Meg is a big superstar or star right now, and she's hard. She's not in touch. She's not in the city. But all of these people like Carl Crawford, Mob Tie, all of them are in the city.
Yeah.
So, they're not sitting there, hate to say it, they probably moved on, man. She got so big where, it's kind of like that Beyonce effect. Beyonce been gone out of Houston so long that it don't even feel like she from Houston. So it could be that type of effect, but yeah, man, I don't think it's a big hive in Houston. I think if anything, she might, I think she kind of safe under Rock Nation at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's very popular in Houston, man. Honestly, I'm 99% sure she don't even live here. Actually, I'm 100% sure she don't live here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she lives in LA or somewhere in California.
But LA, she probably traveled back and forth to New York.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm sure she ain't even been in Houston in a while, honestly. So yeah. But from after hearing this, it pretty much confirmed what I already thought. I think the industry has taken Tory Lane's side.
Yeah.
By and large. I think they believe whatever his account of the ordeal was, or at least the idea that Megan is not telling the whole truth.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it's coming from. We don't know what Tory can't even speak about it legally. So we can't even hear his side of the story. But it's like, look, nobody has come to Megan's side in the industry. Like, I've been trying to brainstorm, like, who came out and supported Megan Thee Stallion?
The
only
only
person I can think of is Bun B.
Yeah, and that was early on.
Yes.
That was early on. So I don't
And
even
that's
know.
Bun B, man, who's not even in it. Like, he's cooking burgers now, man. He's not in the rap game, really.
He's more of a corporate guy. That's
Yeah.
outside of rap.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even count him, but that's the only person I can actually say that's somewhat relevant that took up for her.
Yeah. And look at people who were on her last album, like a Lil Kiki and a Sauce Walker. Have they ever said anything against Tory Lanez and taken Megan's side? I don't think so. Not that I can recall. And Sauce speak on everything. People who speak on everything would not speak on the Megan Thee Stallion. Boozy himself said he don't want to talk about it.
This dude be all up in the
He
Wayne
talks
Wade's
about
business.
everything. There's no limits when it comes to Boozy. But when that topic came up, he didn't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
That's because nobody wants to say out loud that they don't believe Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah. And they think what he's going through is fucked up. They're taking his side, man. Even somebody, this is what really killed me, when LeBron tweeted support for Tory Lanez music.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is it. The industry has sided with him. Because LeBron, two of the most image conscious people, LeBron James and Drake, basically are putting out support for Tory Lanez.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that means anything. I'm just saying the industry has sided with Tory Lanez. And Joe Budden has talked about that as well. I think he's pretty much come out and said it. But there's rumors that
he pretty much said she lying.
Exactly. He basically said that
he called her a liar. He said she had those crocodile tears. Tears. He was kind of going in on her.
Nah, he did. And I mean, Joe is tapped in. So I think what he's talking about is what the industry believes is true.
Yeah.
So he got people on speed dial, man. He knows these people. And I think among industry conversations, they think that Megan is in the wrong here. And I think it's telling that instead of going to hip hop outlets, she goes to Gayle King to talk about the shooting, somebody who don't know anything about these people.
Probably didn't even know who she was.
Exactly. So like I can't pick a side because I wasn't there. But I think the industry is chosen. And I think these people coming out to support Tory, it's kind of sealed it. So I don't know. Like you, I am surprised that Drake came out and said this. Because he was on his woman support thing too. He was talking about these men who ain't have sex in high school, trying to make laws about women's bodies and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah. But I mean, the fact that he said this, I was surprised, but well, I don't know.
I was shocked, man, and I was more shocked at the people trying to say, "Oh no, he wasn't talking about."
Yeah, like we need to stop that, man.
What was the last girl you called a stallion? Like, when was the last time you used that term talking about the girl?
People like this is how Drake disses people. Okay,
yes,
he never mentioned Kanye's name on Sicko Mode, but we all knew he was talking about him. He didn't have to spell out Kanye West to let him know. Like when he says, father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me or some shit like that. Like, are we going to act like that was just a coincidence of a random assortment of words he just chose to go with? Like, people got to stop being ignorant. This is how Drake disses people. This is how he does. I mean, it's through wordplay and metaphors and double entendres. but this is how he addresses people in situations, and he did it here. Let's not act like he didn't. Let's not act like it was a coincidence. So, yeah. But I was getting sick of that, man. Like, whatever you believe it, but don't act like Drake got it was a misunderstanding here, man.
Yeah, and look, I wouldn't even say he was wrong for doing that, man. I know a lot of people saying he corny for doing that.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what the rumor is in the industry of why people are taking Tory Lane's side, but maybe he heard enough where he felt like Tory was right. And maybe some proof out there that proved that Tory didn't do it. So he, sticking his chest out like that. But yeah, man, I just look, it was look, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was a clever line.
Mm-hmm.
It was clever because I mean, it had people debating if he was talking about her or not. So yeah, man, I thought it was kind of clever. He also said, this is completely random. He also said fuck Adidas too.
Yeah,
he
he's
really
been
got a
saying
bad
that. Yeah.
he really got bad blood with Adidas.
Yeah, he hates Adidas. I guess after Pusha T ruined that deal, he don't fuck with them no more. So
that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe, probably. Oh yeah, what up, drunk? We ain't mean to skip over you, man. I saw your comment. You said Drake's album is a bunch of great verses and basic song concepts. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, like it was very a by the numbers Drake project. You know, nothing like we said. If you at this point, you know he's gonna rap about, and you either with it or you're not. But yeah, good rap wise, it was good. It delivered, but yeah, it just was I mean, it was what it was, man. It wasn't anything to write home about. I don't know if it will be in my top 3 best releases of this year. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it was okay for what it was. But yeah, on to the next.
Yeah.
Did anything else drop? I know we talked about the shitty Rihanna single. Oh yeah, the Black Panther album did drop. I guess the official soundtrack. I didn't listen to it, of course, because we had to listen to Drake in 21.
Yeah, I ain't even know.
Let me see what's on it.
Yeah, let me check.
Look up. Remember? Oh, they doing the see. They made this cover almost exactly the same, but it's worse because it got the mask now. Okay. This is the same shit though. Where is the album? I want to see the Black Panther.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I thought it maybe is this cap? I thought the album came out. I guess not. I don't see it. Yeah. Maybe it's on another platform. I don't see it on Spotify. So whatever. I thought it came out. I guess not. Whatever. But yeah, that was like the last movie soundtrack that was pretty hype, man. I missed that. I like that album a lot, honestly. That original Black Panther soundtrack.
Yeah.
Or album about the movie. It wasn't really a soundtrack because none of the songs were in the movie. But that shit was pretty cool, man. It was a nice little Kendrick project. So, did anything else come out this weekend, man? Anything else?
Bodie James. I meant to check this project out. I'm a fan of Bodie James.
Okay.
Bodie James and Future Wave. I'll check that out.
Smino came out. My friend been trying to look to get me into Smino. I didn't listen to that. But I think that dropped as well. So, yeah, some shit to listen to. Of course, everybody gonna gravitate to Drake in 21, but other things did come out. So, y'all check that if you want. So I guess with that being said, let's get into some topics, man. Let's get into cancellation tour 2022.
Come on down.
Yeah, come on. Now it's Kyrie Irving's turn.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 I'll spare y'all. Yeah. But it is Kyrie Irving's time to be raked through the coals for tweeting a documentary that was on Amazon based off a book, and it is called Hebrews to Negroes: Wake Up Black America. This was very controversial because it had some rhetoric and passages that were deemed anti-Semitic. And specifically, there's a fake Hitler quote about the Jews stealing Jewish heritage from black people, and the black people are the real Jews. So let's stop right there. I've noticed a subsection of black people trying to act like Hitler was cool with black people.
Yeah,
This is
that's the
one
part
thing
I
we
don't
have to.
understand, man.
This is one thing we have to stop, man. Because I've heard crazy shit like the Klan don't really hate black people like that. They hate Jews. I've heard people try to look. Hitler hated black people too. Okay,
Yes.
he thought black people were subhuman and lower class inherently. Why do you think the white supremacist gang in Texas calls himself the Aryan Nation? Hitler did not fuck with black people, y'all. Anybody trying to rewrite history and act like Hitler was an ally and friend to black people, get your head out your ass, man. Read some history. He did not like black people. He hated them, in fact.
Yeah, I feel like, and I don't want to say this is only what black people do, but I feel like people always try to gravitate towards the people that everyone hate the most.
Yes.
Try to find something positive.
He must have had a point if everybody hated him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people. It's like what people do with Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody hate Kanye, then there's always the people. Well, he actually said something smart about slavery. He wasn't wrong about slavery. Wasn't the choice or whatever he said. It's always people like that. I feel like people trying to do that with him too. People try to do the same shit with. And I don't know nothing about this guy, but Castro, Fidel Castro.
Mm-hmm.
People try to do the same thing. You had Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And it seemed like people always try to find these I guess these type of
they do it with Putin too.
Yeah.
Everybody hate Putin. He must be doing something right. Hey, he might have a point here, y'all.
Yeah. We seen the same shit with Donald Trump, where they, if the majority hates him, then the one person, I think he's actually a genius. So it's just like, all right, you just want to go the opposite way.
Go against the grain, man.
Yeah.
When you want to be the Hitler wasn't a bad guy, really? That's what you're gonna fucking
KKK actually they did
KKK wasn't so bad after all. Like, people need to stop with that. Look, I understand questioning things. I understand, you don't always want to go with the flow.
And sometimes sometimes you shouldn't go with the grain, man.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't really be doing their research, and it's fair to be like, wait a minute, let me check this out. But you can't try to take up for Hitler, man.
Hitler and Nazis are like the one thing we have to agree we're all evil. Okay, man. Okay. Like, that has to be something we just have to understand. They're evil, dog. Okay, there's no redeeming anything they did.
Germany wiped them out of their history books.
You can't, dog. It's illegal to even act like you a Nazi over there, man.
Yes,
like you can.
Yes, you can't even bring that shit up.
Yes,
like, talk about erasing history. They literally erase history. Honestly, if it wasn't for us, we probably would never hear about Hitler and none of that shit.
No, these people in America using their free speech to go against the grain and trying to adopt these ideas. Tab says a number of crazy people online are at an all-time high. Yeah, I agree, man. It's like every fringe, people used to be just crazy rambling on a street corner. Now there's like hundreds of thousands of them online on Twitter arguing shit. So that's how we got to this Kyrie situation. Kyrie Irving, of course, he tweeted that link. Got a lot of blowback from it. A lot of reporters asking him about it, and they didn't like his answers about it. So he basically the Nets made a statement saying they condemned anti-Semitism. At the NBA, everybody made statements about it. Holly said, "What up, Holly?" They say, "You're still arresting a 100-year-old." Yeah, it's a crime to be a Nazi. Okay, in Germany, if you were a Nazi, they'll hunt you down. You'll go to jail. They don't care how old you are. You could be 140 years old, man. They'll throw your ass in jail for being a Nazi.
They'll roll that fucking wheelchair. They'll roll that wheelchair right in prison. Yeah.
They don't give a fuck, man. They still looking for people. So Yeah. The Kyrie thing. He came out. At first, he wasn't available for anything. Eventually, he was made available. He did apologize. The announcement was that he takes responsibility for what he tweeted. He didn't specifically apologize for anything, but he said he took responsibility, and he did admit that the documentary had some misinformation and falsehoods in it. So he goes up. They announced that they're going to the Nets and Kyrie will donate $500,000 to the Anti-Defamation League, I believe. And he makes a statement. He's surrounded by reporters. Reporters ask him repeatedly, does he condemn anti-Semitism, or does he believe in any anti-Semitism type statement, something like that? And he basically just said that he cannot be an anti-Semite if he knows where he comes from, which is implying that since he has Jewish heritage, he can't be an anti-Semite. Kind of like how black people say you can't be racist if you're black.
Yeah, black people can't be racist.
Yeah. So he was handing out something like that, but he would not make he answered in a very Kyrie way. I'll say that much. He wouldn't apologize. Yeah. He said, I take responsibility. And he wouldn't say that he condemns anti-Semitism or he's not an anti-Semite. He just wouldn't say that clearly. So that got everybody even more mad. It has ended with him being suspended kind of indefinitely from the Nets. Yeah. He's basically, they said, at least 5 games with no pay. And his donation was also rejected because they said that he did not seem sincere and he didn't apologize for anything. So this morning, he did make an Instagram tweet specifically saying he's sorry for any offense he caused and things of that nature. It's a long post. I'm pretty sure it's he basically said he's just seeking knowledge in reading, but he apologizes for the documentary and any falsehoods in it. But he did say there were things in it that he did agree with, but also things he didn't agree with in it. So
he would not just say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he couldn't. So he had to Kyrie it up.
Yeah. Have you ever met a kid where you be like, stop doing that? Yep. And then they just keep pushing the button a little bit. And stop talking. I'm not talking.
It's the I'm sorry if you were offended apology.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He says, to all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected by my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were clearly hurt from the hateful comments made in the documentary. And yeah, he went on to say he does not believe in any of the anti-Semitic comments, blah, blah, blah. But apparently the Nets and the NBA have said that's not enough.
Yeah.
They said, I think the Nets GM says he has to go meet with the leaders of the community and he has to do his due diligence. I'm sure they're going to make him visit the Holocaust Museum like they make everybody do. They made Nick Cannon do that shit too.
Yeah, so this is what he got to do. This is the conditions needed for Kyrie Irving's reinstatement.
Okay.
Public statement recognizing the film is anti-Semitic.
Which he kind of did.
Yeah. Apology for supporting the film and the falsehood within. Training sessions on the dangers of hate speech and meet with Brooklyn Jewish leaders.
Yeah. Look, I was not on Kyrie's side in the beginning. I'll say that much. But I'm starting to think this is going a little too far. It's getting to the point where other NBA players like Devin Booker are being asked about it. And Devin Booker saying, I don't know anything about that. I'm not focused on that. And they're getting mad at Devin Booker for not saying anything. People are getting mad that the NBA players are not all coming out and saying, fuck Kyrie for this.
Yeah.
And they're saying like the NBA is operating like the cops when an innocent black person gets shot.
Oh, goodness.
I've seen this. I've seen this. I'm not making this shit up. People are going that far. I saw a rabbi get on ESPN and say he was scared for his kids because of what Kyrie did. He was scared of sending them to school because of anti-Semitism. Dog, look, I understand.
You see what Kevin Durant. You see what Kevin Durant said.
Yeah, he
pretty
said,
much said, "Hey, look, I'm trying to play ball." That's pretty much what he said,
and he had to apologize for that. Like, you can't say anything. Like, look, players are gonna support players. Okay, that happens in every league. All right, no matter what it is, like they're gonna people supported Riley Cooper when he said he's gonna fight every nigger here. Players supported him. Michael Vick said, "Give him a second chance."
Yes.
So players support players, man. Y'all not gonna get everybody to jump out the window for somebody like Kyrie and say fuck them.
Yes,
it's just not gonna happen.
Just like they say, it's kind of like what cops doing. Look, cops support each other, man. Black, white, whoever, man. These black cops be supporting their brethren, man. Once you in that little group, they look out for each other until it's too late.
But there's also a clear difference between police who are supposed to serve and protect, and go beating people and abusing their authority, and NBA players making a tweet. Like, there's nothing in common with that shit, man. People don't know how to separate issues at all anymore. Everything is just the same degree of the worst thing that ever happened ever. So I have to admit, man, I'm getting sick of this shit. Ultimately, it is Kyrie's fault because there's no reason for him to put that tweet out there, man. Even if you believe this shit, there's nothing to be gained from putting that out there.
Yeah, he got to realize what his platform is, man. And I don't have the biggest platform. And sometimes when I be ready to make a joke or tweet something funny, I gotta double check. I'm like, should I do this? And sometimes I don't, man. Sometimes I see a funny tweet but sometimes it had too much cussing in it. I be like, should I retweet this? And I'm like, nah, you know what? It's not worth it. Because last thing I need to do is get in trouble for it. Or I ain't trying to lose my job over a damn tweet. And I ain't Kyrie Irving, man. They would let my ass go in a heartbeat over something. So yeah, man, he need to realize that, man. You can't. That's why, man, you gotta be like Kevin Durant, man, and get a burner account.
Yeah,
get a burner account and talk your shit from there, man. You can't talk your shit under the blue check mark Kyrie Irving.
The thing about Kyrie, though, Kyrie is like Kanye in a way because I feel like he just likes stirring the pot.
Yeah,
he likes getting people upset with him. He likes challenging things, and he likes being, like he said, he thinks he's the voice of the voiceless over the COVID stuff. You know, I understand not wanting to take the vaccine, but don't act like you Malcolm X and you didn't take it, man. Okay, you just didn't want to take the shot. I get it, but act like he just likes stirring the pot, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he saw what Kanye was going through, and he said, "I want a piece of that because I believe the same thing." I'm sure he supports Kanye and what he's saying. So, but my thing is, man, people have to understand when you go this hard against something, it's going to raise interest in that issue. And you have people who didn't give a second thought to any kind of anti-Semitic statements. And now they're looking like this at this, like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this book so dangerous that the NBA is suspending a player for it? And he's losing his shoe. He's supposed to drop a Nike shoe. And Kyrie has one of the more popular shoes out on Nike brand, and they're not going to drop it this month. And you see what's happening to Kanye. Like, you don't, when you do something like they already admitted that the sales of the book have gone up 800%. And now it's like in the top 10 of all books on all platforms, on Amazon, Apple, all that stuff. Audible, the audiobook is super popular now.
Yeah.
And like, if you just condemn it and move on to the next thing, people won't pay it no second mind. But when you keep banging a hammer, it's going to make people say, wait a minute. there must be something in here
Yep.
that people just don't want me to see. So let me go check it out for myself.
Yep.
And
That's how I always go, man.
Yes.
When people talk about something, look, let me like I think we talked about this a couple days ago, but on TikTok, some girl went viral in Cleveland, Ohio, because she tried a chicken salad from 81st and Superior, which is the hood, man. It's down the way, it's the hood. You know, that video went so viral to the point that people from out of town was coming in to try this chicken salad from a damn near convenience store, man. It wasn't even like a restaurant. It wasn't no restaurant. It wasn't it wasn't nothing fancy. It was just imagine a convenience store in the hood that sell food, that sell like little corned beef sandwiches. They sell little stuff like that. People was going all over, coming from all over just to go to this place, man. And it was like, damn, like it wouldn't, like a lot of people told me it wasn't even that good, but just that publicity like that just skyrocketed, man. And that's the same thing that's happening with this. So people talking so bad about it, where I'm like, damn, it's really that bad? Let me check it out. So it's making money by talking about it.
No, 100%. Like, you're raising anti-Semitism, Semitic beliefs by just being so over dramatic about this. Like, look, if you want to bury it, bury it. Don't bring it to light. Don't publicize it. That's people in this age still don't get that. Like the whole thing with the NyQuil chicken on TikTok too. You know, that was one. Clearly, it was a joke video of somebody. He clearly did not eat the actual chicken, but he cooked chicken in NyQuil. And then the FDA made a statement saying not to do it. Then everybody started doing it for real. And they started making articles about it. And everybody said, oh, all these kids are making NyQuil chicken now. Dog, it started off as a joke that got blew up. And now people actually tried it for real. So when you bring attention to something like this and go so hard against it, you're going to raise attention and people are going to want to check it out. So if you don't want this material to spread or these beliefs to, be viewed by anybody. Another thing I've been seeing, people trying to get mad at Amazon for for having a documentary on the platform. Don't go that route.
Yeah.
Don't go that route. I don't want anything to be censored, man. Okay. I think it's bad enough that Amazon done killed all the real bookstores out here. So all we got left is Amazon, really, and the library and a few Barnes and Noble here and there. But if you start censoring things off of Amazon, you think they're going to stop at the anti-Semitic and racist books? They're going to take off shit that criticizes the government too, man. You don't want to open up that wormhole, dog. So let's not go to being mad at Amazon. I think Amazon should sell anything they want.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't care what it says. I don't care if it's a KKK book. Fuck it, man. Just don't boost it up and bring attention to it. Don't put it on the front page on a lightning deal. But they should be able to sell whatever they want, because I might want to buy a book one day about how the COINTELPRO or government conspiracies. I might want to get that. And I don't want that shit to be censored. So let's not start with censoring content, man. Fuck it. I think anything should be able to be sold, and just don't boost it and bring attention to it by trying to ban it, because that's what really boosts anything, trying to ban it.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. And that's the same thing. That's my same argument with the music. Don't ban the music, man. Don't censor the music, because we know the type of music we listen to. The last thing we need is for people to just start banning that type of music. So, like, look, man, we some big R. Kelly fans. We like the music, the artist R. Kelly, but I just didn't agree with trying to ban his music, man, because you're gonna open up a whole wormhole where they're gonna be looking at all type of other people. We're gonna start looking at James Brown and trying to ban his music.
Yep.
We're gonna start looking at Marvin Gaye and try to ban his music. So I think it's people be trying to live in the moment and trying to ban something. It's like, nah, man, because if you look at history, a lot of people shit could be banned.
Yeah. No, like whenever you try to ban something, it just boosts it up. Like, you know how schools were trying to ban the critical race theory books and the LGBT books, and they
Yeah.
had a whole list of books that were banned. All those books went up in sales after that happened. So anytime you can't ban nothing that's already here. Tab says Twitter should not ban people either. I don't know about that. I think if you're posting somebody's address and trying to doing things that are sketchy legally, you should be able to be banned off social media. If
To
you're
me,
like threatening somebody or trying to kill somebody, but otherwise, I don't think you should be banned
not for
for
an opinion.
simple speech. Yeah,
Yeah, you shouldn't be banned for some type of opinion or
I agree.
thinking somebody a piece of shit or something like that.
Yeah,
But
I think Twitter goes too far, but I mean, I can't say you should never ban somebody because people be threatening people and try to bring some violence
yeah,
in
if
real
you
life.
if you threatening trying to harm somebody,
Putting somebody's address out there, trying to make them a target, shit like that happens. You got to nip that in the bud. But yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Drunk says, "Oh, this is a quote from somebody. When you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he might say." I think that's true sometimes. Okay. I'm not going to say everything Alex Jones says is right because they censored him. He said some shit that's out of this world, man. But to be fair, he's been right about a couple things, but he's been wrong about a lot of shit. But I understand what you're saying, man. And when you basically you got to ignore people who are clearly crazy. When you
Yeah.
go hard against somebody, that's going to make them think, oh, the government fears him, so he must be right. You know, so let that shit go, man. Like the fact that it went so hard against Kyrie here is making it look like he was on to something.
Yeah, like they trying to cover him up, and
Exactly.
honestly, you could probably make that argument if they, let's say they did throw him out the league and he never play in the NBA again. It's gonna be a lot of people saying, "Oh, he was on to something," and they shut him up. So they saying the same thing about Nick Cannon. When Nick Cannon was doing his thing, they pretty much said he was on to something, and they came and shut him up.
Yeah.
And of course, they say that about everybody who passed away. Whoever they said that about Nipsey. Talk about he was about to do something with Dr. Who was that doctor?
Sebi, Dr. Sebi, yeah.
Dr. Sebi, and they killed him off and all this other shit. But yeah, man, that's gonna get everybody the ammo to say he was on to something.
Exactly. Drunk says, I stand with Kyrie. The way they rode on him got me looking into stuff. See, that's an example, man. You're exactly what is happening because of this. They're trying to kill anti-Semitism and they're going to make this material grow. And look, I'm not saying, I'm not into the historical aspects of the real Jews and the Hebrews and stuff like that. It could be right. It could be wrong. I don't know, man. Like, that's just not something I'm concerned with, really not being a religious person myself. But it's just when you go this hard on somebody, like we said, it's almost like they're trying to cover something up. That's what it appears to be from people on the outside. Like, why are you going this hard on one person for a tweet? Why?
Yeah, something he didn't actually say. It's
exactly
just a link to a book or video or whatever.
Exactly. You're not going to be able to silence people's opinions, man. People got to realize that people are going to think what they think. It could be wrong. It might definitely be wrong. But if you try to censor that because it's wrong and bring attention to it and boost it, people will be attracted to it. People are attracted to the forbidden. It's a forbidden fruit, man. Try to take something away from the point you made about drill music. Exactly. You can't ban drill music once it's here. Okay. If you tried, there'll be more drill music made than ever before.
Yeah.
People would say, fuck it. We're still gonna make it. So
it's forbidden fruit, man. You know what they did with Taco Bell? They took away the Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
I don't think I fucking ever had a Mexican pizza in my life. And you know who wanted the Mexican pizza?
Yeah.
Once they took it away.
No, McDonald's is acting like they gonna end the McRib forever. they're acting like, oh, this is the last chance for the McRib. Now, get it now, or it's gone forever. What do you think is happening now? I'm sure McRib sales are through the roof.
Yes.
So,
yeah. I'm just waiting on them to bring the steak, egg, and cheese bagel back, man.
Yeah. Drunk says if Kyrie was anything less than the best ball handler in the league, NBA would have completely packed him. Yeah, I agree. If he was like a role player, he would have been gone, man. The team would have cut him.
Yep.
But I mean,
they probably he wouldn't even had a chance to apologize. They giving Kyrie a list of shit to do. If he was a role player, they would just be like, released. That's it. Like, don't even worry about an apology, buddy.
Yeah. And there was somebody, I forget his name, but somebody got in trouble for some anti-Semitic comments recently, and he was just cut from the league, period. Nobody heard from him ever again. So, yeah, Drunk says it's like your mama saying, don't go in the room while you're at work, while she's at work. Well, shit, you got to go in there now. Yeah, exactly. Don't tell somebody not to do some shit and think they're not going to do it. So, like, don't push the button.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. So, yeah, that's all I got to say, man. I'm not going to say I stand with Kyrie, but I don't agree with the suspension. I don't agree with that's the thing. I don't want no forced apology, man. When somebody says something racist, I don't like you got to apologize and you got to go talk to Al Sharpton and you got to go. They did this for people. They did it for Kramer. Remember when he on a racist rant on stage on that comedy set? And then for Don Imus when he said nappy-headed hoes about the women in Rutgers basketball team. They made him go through the gamut. They had to apologize. They had to meet with the black leaders. And I was like, who wants this shit, man?
Yeah.
That's supposed to make me feel better that he met with black leaders.
He was an old ass man. You think after that meeting with some black leaders, he changed his mindset?
I see what racism is now. I'm sorry, guys. Like, who wants a apology under extortion? Basically, that's what it is. It's basically saying, do this or you can't work no more.
Yeah.
Or you gonna lose deals until we decide that it's enough and you can be back.
Yes.
Like, I don't want no forced apology, man. Like, say what you believe. And that's how I know who you are as a person. But I don't want the forced apology. That does nothing for me, man.
Yeah. And to be honest, that's how I feel when we was going through the whole national anthem, standing for the national anthem and all that stuff. And how people would be upset when players don't come out for the national anthem or they kneeling or something like that. They could be sitting there with their hand across their chest. Like, they could be saying, fuck this national anthem, man. Like, I'm just standing here like this. That don't mean shit. So it's not like people always say, oh yeah, respect the flag, but you could just be standing there like this, man, and it don't really mean shit. So I just never understood how people try to do stuff like, oh, apologize right now. Like, do you think they're really apologizing or are they just saying it just to get the fuck out the way?
Yeah.
So they can move on. Yeah. Because a bunch of times I didn't say my bad. I apologize for this and didn't really mean it. I just wanted to fucking move on.
I mean, you married, man. Of course you've done that a bunch of times.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to take the hit. Sometimes you just be like, hey, I'm sorry, sweetie. Let's, I won't do it again. Move on. Even though I felt like I was right.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not even worth the fight.
Yeah. You want some pussy, you gotta fucking go ahead and do what you gotta do, man. Like, I'm only doing this because I want pussy. God damn it. I know I was right.
Yeah,
but fuck it. I want to fuck tonight. So yeah, man. It's like any apology under extortion rules is useless to me. I never cared about anybody saying I'm sorry to the black community after they said something racist. It does nothing to me because you just showed who you are. It just got caught on camera. Yeah. And now you sorry. You really sorry you got caught. You're not sorry you said it. And you sorry you might lose money. You're not sorry you said it. So
and that's how I feel with everyday life. If somebody says something sketchy where I'm like, what the fuck? It's nothing you can say to me anymore. You can say, I'm sorry. Here's some money, here's this, let's do that. I'ma always remember what you said, man.
Yeah.
And you didn't change. You didn't have you ain't do a 180 in life where you feel like, oh, I made a mistake. I would never do that again. No, that's how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got caught up. You slipped up. So you ain't changed your life after that. So I always look, when somebody show their true colors, that's them.
It's fucking silly, man. It's like when Drew Brees had to apologize when he said he believes everybody should stand for the anthem. He had to apologize for that. And niggas got on camera and cried about it, man.
Yeah.
I will never forget.
Look, man. I felt bad. I felt bad for him at that point because I don't think let's be real, man. Did he say something bad? I mean, it might have been the wrong time because we were going through a thing, but that's that man's opinion, man. If he feel like he wants people to,
it's not like he said we should start lynching again. Okay, he said he think like, why can't he say that, man? I'm not no I'm not no fucking super patriotic guy. But the fact that they went so hard on him, niggas were crying, teammates were crying about it on camera, tears in their eyes, and he had to apologize for it. Like, he can't have an opinion about that shit. Come on, man. We don't went too far with this, okay? Yeah. You just can't say nothing if you got any kind of notoriety or celebrity. You just can't say nothing that might even be construed as or controversial.
Yeah.
Insane, man. Like that was so ridiculous, man. I couldn't believe that was such a big deal. He had to apologize for that shit. Like, you think he really changed his mind after a day? Believe he done held his whole life. He changed after he saw people get mad at it.
This man said, "My grandfather fought for this country." I think you should step. You think so? After all of this backlash, you think he felt like, oh, you know what, you guys are right.
I see your point now, man.
I understand your point. No, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tab. Yeah, it was Malcolm Jenkins that was crying. Yeah, man. It was ridiculous. I could not believe that. Every time somebody get caught, there's somebody crying about it. Who was it? The coach recently got fired from the Raiders. What was his name?
Oh, John Gruden.
Yeah, the Gruden emails came out, and then Randy Moss was on ESPN crying about it. Like, what are we doing, man? Yeah. He had to apologize for it. Like, you really think he meant that apology? He got fired for it. That's why he apologized.
Man, to me, it shows you that all these people that's crying never really been through anything.
Yeah,
they never been through anything like this. Every time I see somebody, whenever I see somebody come out with some racist or something crazy, I just be like, damn. Like, not even surprised.
Exactly.
The sky's blue. Where we going to dinner? I just move on, man. I'm never shocked, man.
And all the crazy shit we've said with our friends and in family, people like to act like we don't never say nothing controversial or homophobic or misogynistic or anything against any race in private, but we all do. Okay, let's not front like we fucking don't. So, like, it's just missed me with all the dramatics, man. I'm just sick of it. Okay. Drunk says these days you got to apologize for having a personal opinion. Yeah, pretty much. If it's not the socially acceptable public opinion, you got to apologize for it, man. I just saw Jalen Rose had to apologize live on NBA Countdown, the pregame show, because they were talking about Ime Udoka, and actually play the clip. We had the clip. The first link on Twitter is what he said, and the second one is the apology. So pull up the first link first. You got to watch this, man. On the topic of apologies for nothing and getting canceled for things. Yeah, Drunk says Randy Moss getting emotional was wild. Yeah, I couldn't believe he was crying on live TV, man.
Man, speaking of that, before we get to this audio, speaking of that, I can't stop thinking about the time I think they were Chris Carter was fucking crying.
Oh God. What was that? My mama was wrong.
My mama was wrong. My mama, she ain't know, but my mama was wrong.
How you gonna throw your mother under the bus on ESPN, man?
Yes.
Oh my God.
She did the best she could do, but my mama
was wrong. And didn't Chris Carter get fired for some creepy shit he was doing too?
Yes.
Yes. Fucking throw your mom under the bus and then get fired yourself.
My mom was wrong. She
Oh,
did
that
the
was
best
too
she could do,
funny.
but she was wrong.
Oh man.
All
All right.
there we go.
Now, this is the controversial statement that got him in hot water on
But
ESPN.
we know his name. Maybe I'm missing something as it relates to the law, but why we don't know her name? It's not like she's a minor. I feel like we should know her name publicly as well. But with that being said, I respectfully disagree with the legend Michael Wilbon. This is why. I feel like he deserves the opportunity to work again. And if he's going to work again,
I agree with
based on that, and if the Nets, who he's familiar with,
All right. So
okay. Now that was a statement. Okay. And now Malika Williams was on set, I'm sure. Or Malika Andrews, my bad. What is it? Malika Andrews? What's her name?
Malika Andrews.
Malika Andrews was around and may have said something. I don't know. But apparently they went to commercial break and they came back from commercial just for this. And I heard after this, Jalen Rose was gone from the set, apparently. So this is the apology Jalen Rose had to make after saying that.
The shit. Man, it looked like he ain't even at the desk on this shit.
Yeah. It looked like he got pulled away.
Like he at the house.
Yeah. He got pulled away. He said, wait, pull up, make a statement, and then leave, brother.
Like, record this shit and get the fuck out of here.
You see, where the fuck is he? He was on set. He was on set just a minute ago, and now suddenly he with the green screen.
Okay, let's hear. And I would like to apologize for a comment I made earlier on NBA Countdown. I questioned why a woman's name who had an alleged affair with Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was not made public. After an internal investigation, and it was discovered that she was a subordinate to the head coach, I now understand fully why her name should not be released to the public. Now back to our NBA coverage. I'm Jalen Rose.
Yeah, man.
He's clearly reading this.
And this looks like an ISIS hostage video, man.
Oh my God, man.
I heard after that they went right back to commercial. So yeah, damn. I mean, it's look, the Ime Udoka shit is weird, period. Because the drunk says this is why I can't even watch these mainstream shows no more. It's getting there, man. It's getting there. And to be fair, I'm sure there's reasons why they can't release a woman's name, and it don't really matter because she's not famous. Yeah. So, like, what good does it do for us to know her name? Honestly,
yeah. I mean, like, I don't think it's no legal stuff going on where somebody getting sued.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like a Rusty Harden, Deshaun Watson situation where they need to know these victim names so they can, know who they going against or something like that. This, like, it's literally no point of knowing the name, but I think the point they're trying to make is why is you embarrassing this man like this, raking this man through the coal, and this was a relationship that was on both sides.
Consensual, yeah.
Yeah, it was consensual relationship. So how come he's getting all the heat and she's in the background? That's what I feel like they're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, but I agree.
It ain't no point. But it ain't no point of, it's not like we'll feel better once the name is out.
Exactly. Like, nothing good can come from knowing this woman's name. Yeah. Except weirdos searching her up online and seeing her in public and saying shit.
It probably gonna make her life a living hell.
I mean, she's already got caught. Yeah. And she already probably gone through a divorce with her husband. So what good does it do for us to know her name? But I think there is a point to be made about how people are acting like Ime Udoka is like a piece of shit who should never be a coach in the NBA again. And I'm like, do we know he did something fucking abusive? Like, do we know what happened, man? Do we even know who seduced who? Like, there's too much to just say that he's a piece of shit and should not work in the NBA ever again.
Yeah.
Like, so do we even know there's a victim here? They said it was consensual, but people are acting like he was a rapist, man. And I'm like, let's not just throw that kind of shit around without some kind of evidence to back it up.
Yeah, because like me, look, the only thing I can criticize him for is being stupid. Because if that lady was really the owner's wife or some type of high executive's wife, you know the risk of that, man. You know your job can be on the line and they can fuck you over if y'all get caught. So to me, if I was judging this whole situation, I would tell him, man, look, man, you can't mess with that man's wife. Now, I'm not saying he can't mess with anybody's wife, but dog, that's the person that's in charge of what you do, or I don't even know whose wife it was, but clearly it's somebody very, very, very important. I can't take that risk, man. It's not worth it.
I mean, it is his fault because you got to have self-discipline in the workplace, man, especially when you're at a high position like a head coach. Yeah, I mean, it is his fault ultimately because you can't be thinking with your dick, man. At that level, nah. But I don't think it deserves people acting like he shouldn't ever work. People are getting mad at the Nets for hiring him. Like, come on, man. Is he supposed just to never be a coach again because he had consensual relationship with a woman at one point? It makes no sense. Drunk says, "I'm Jalen Rose. If I don't apologize, I will be financially murdered." Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they had him hostage. Hey, man, you want to be on TV tomorrow? You want this paycheck? You better get in front of this green screen and apologize immediately. Okay.
That video was wild, man.
Yeah, it is. Like they couldn't wait till halftime.
He looked uncomfortable, man. He could have finished the show.
Yeah.
And then did it, the next day or some shit. But then did he even get the backlash at the time?
Dog. They be apologizing for shit before. Dog, nigga, ESPN is ridiculous, man. ESPN had a show. I think it was after Uvalde, the shooting in the school, and they were talking about, calling people, snipers and shooters on the court, and they had to apologize for that. And they came back and they say, "Hey, we use some terms to describe an NBA game that might be insensitive." I'm like, what the fuck? It's not like you said KD was shooting niggas like he was at a school or something. Like, it's not like there was a metaphor made, but they had to apologize for using the calling people shooters and snipers on the court and shit like that, or whatever was said. It was ridiculous, man. I'm like, what are we doing here, man? Have we just gone this far off the edge where we just can't even imply anything semi-controversial now?
We about to get to a point where the word sniper and shooter.
Yeah, we shoot the ball is a little insensitive. Yeah, we have to call it something else. We can't call it shooting or a shot. Like how the Bullets had to change their name.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, man. It was the Washington Bullets.
Yeah.
Nope.
Toss. It's a toss. A toss. We got to call it something else. We can't call it shooting or shot.
Yeah. A ball distributor.
We can't say aim no more either. Anything to do with a gun, we can't say it. So, yeah. If Andre Kirilenko was still in the league, he would have to change his number. Probably he couldn't be AK-47.
Yeah, that was a cold nickname, though.
It was, man.
That was a cold. That's one of the best nicknames I heard.
Yep. And there was another player who had a name he had to change too. Another player, a football player. I think he's in college, but he had to change something too. But it was a dope nickname too. So I think it was AR-15. His initials were AR and his number was 15. He had to change it after Uvalde.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It was silly, man. Drunk says the only sports show I'll watch is Skip and Shannon, and even sometimes they get too political. I can't do Skip and Shannon. They be talking about the same shit every fucking day, man. The Lakers and the Cowboys and Tom Brady. That's only 3 things they talk about every single segment, man.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't get into those shows no more, man.
Yeah,
for the most part, whenever those shows come on, I'm working, so I never get to watch them anyway. But the times I do watch them, man, it's like like. Look, I ain't trying to look. I gotta be real. I ain't trying to tune in to hear about George Floyd. I want to tune in like to these dark messages, and
I don't want to tune in to NBA pregame and have to see a rabbi talk about anti-Semitism, man. I'm sorry, that's just not what I'm here for. To watch sports.
Man. Yes.
Come on, from a hard working guy to hear about racism.
Yeah, remember back in the day, they used to actually break down games.
Yep.
They used to, the only show I would peep back is the show Get Up with Mike Greene. Because they actually go through, hey, let's go to the NBA. The Cavaliers pulled off the upset, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's go to the NFL. It was a Monday Night Football game. They actually go through the games and analyze it.
Yeah.
And First Take used to do that. They used to break down certain shit, but then it got to the point where it was just Cowboys. It was just Lakers, LeBron. It was the same shit, man. And then, once it got political, I'm just like, man, with all due respect, man, I'm not trying to hear that, man. Sports is supposed to be a place you go to kind of escape all that. Like, I ain't trying to hear that in the sports.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody is, man. And that's why people are tuning out of these sports. Because, look, I understand social messages and the players going to say what they want. But you tune it, these games come on at like 7 p.m., man. You come home from a long day of work and you just want to kick back, relax, drink a beer, and watch some damn sports. You don't want to hear about the political climate or social issues when you're just chilling and watching a basketball game, man. Tab says, Rocket, what about Nick Wright? You worked with him. Has he changed at all? Not really. I will say when he was back with 6'10", he was a little more edgy. He's always been a good dude from what I didn't work around him a whole lot, but whenever I ran into him, he was a super nice guy, man. He was cool, and he was always kind of a socially conscious type of guy. But he was way more edgy when he was on our station. He said a lot of more things he would not say on FS1 now. But I fuck with Nick Wright, man. I disagree with some things he said, but I thought he had a pretty good breakdown of the Kyrie Irving thing. He didn't put the blame on Kyrie. He just said, people have been misinformed by a lot of things that have been distributed, but he didn't put the blame on Kyrie. He just said, look, people have been pitting Jews and black people against each other for a long time now, and he put the blame on both sides, the extremes. So I fuck with Nick Wright, man. I don't think I don't agree with him all the time, but he's a good dude from my experience. So I have no beef with him. And Junk says, has the drama become more entertaining than the actual games? I think with the NBA, definitely.
Yeah.
I think people care more about NBA drama than NBA games itself.
Yeah.
With the NFL, the games are still exciting. Games still matter. Baseball, I mean, at the World Series now, everybody cares about the actual games. But with the NBA, for a while now, I feel like it's been more entertaining for the drama and the off season, and the players want to get traded, and the so-and-so is having a bad year than actual watching the games.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Shit. The most drama during the NBA so far was the Kevin Durant won out.
Yep.
And all that shit, man, that shit kind of took over everything. But
it's the narratives, man. It's the Westbrook is bad. LeBron is this. Like, it's people just care. People watch the box scores and make narratives, but they don't actually watch the games, man. And to be fair, the games are hard to watch now, man.
Yeah, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
And they looking kind of rough right now. So what does that mean?
Lost like 5 games in a row now. So yep. But yeah, man, like all this stuff about the Kyrie situation has gotten way more publicity than anything else NBA in the last week, honestly, man. And that's a bad sign, man. Even when the Kaepernick stuff was going on, people cared about the games itself.
Yep. Like, do you even know the record? Do you even know how good Brooklyn is right now?
Yep. I mean, they asked, I think, last time I checked, but I don't know. They might be winning again. I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah. A lot of people probably don't even know that. They just know the Kyrie Irving situation.
So yeah, I think the NBA got a problem, man. We'll see what they do. But yeah, it's getting annoying. Well, that was a long talk about sports, but man, we had a lot to get off our chest, man.
We was talking about Kyrie Irving too. But they need to relax on Kyrie Irving, man. They like the list I went down to me is ridiculous, man. Like you pretty much forcing this man to do all of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that going to help the cause, or that's just helping the relationships that you have, or making sure you don't piss off nobody?
It's like people want the feeling of somebody being put in their place and then a redemption story so we can get over it officially. Mm-hmm. But you don't know what's going on in that man's heart. You don't know if he actually learned anything, but they're still going to make him meet with the leaders. They're still going to make him take sensitivity training. They're still going to make him go to the Holocaust Museum probably and do all this goofy shit just to say they did it.
Yeah.
And like, what's the point, man? Do you really think you changing this man's mind by extorting him into doing his checklist of stuff that you created so he can be forgiven? It's ridiculous, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree with what he said or the tweet itself and the documentary and blah, blah. It's getting silly at this point, man. But this is where we are now, man. People.
Yeah, we in a day and age where a tweet can get you suspended indefinitely.
Yep.
And not even him expressing his opinion, him tweeting a link.
Yeah.
It gets you suspended indefinitely.
Like, I understand with Kanye. Okay. I understand he jumped way off the bridge with his shit.
Yeah.
Like he went hard and he said stuff that you can't even deny was anti-Jewish. Yeah. So he dug his grave, but with Kyrie, it's going a little too far now. Junk says, I feel like they want to make an example out of Kyrie. In part, I'm sure. And I think the fact that the league was getting critiqued or criticized for not doing enough at first, and the players are getting criticized for not speaking out against him, it's why they had to go super hard at this point. They're trying to overcorrect for what people are saying, because people are saying, well, you do this if a player does this or somebody does this, but this guy says this and you're not doing anything. Yeah. So they're trying to overcorrect, but it's getting silly now, man. The players are not going to come out and unanimously shit on Kyrie. A lot of players, I think, were on Kyrie's side with the vaccination stuff. They won't say that, but I think they were.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like, let's say the whole Kanye thing never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like the NBA will go this hard like this, or it would be kind of a, hey, chill the fuck out type of thing? Because I wonder if they just trying to cover their ass because they see what happened to Kanye.
It could be, because now it's like anti-Semitism is a big topic now because of Kanye. And now I think I don't think it would have went this far. I think if he just tweeted it, people would have called it out. But I don't know if he might have got fined. I don't know if he would get suspended indefinitely for it. But the Kanye shit made the block hot. And now people got to take action, because now they're saying it's a wave of anti-Semitic stuff going on, particularly from black people right now. So we got to nip this in the bud. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Well, a lot going on, man. We'll see what happens to Kyrie. We'll see if they make him walk the plank. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with him, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Junk says, I think Kanye then Kyrie is what made them drop the hammer. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think they saw what happened to Kanye. They don't want to attract that kind of sentiment or whatever blowback he was getting. So yeah. Because Kyrie has posted similar stuff to that before. Yeah, I'm sure this has been his belief for a while now, man. I think he's closely aligned with that Hebrew Israelite type thing for a minute. And I don't think he's the only one, man, but he's just the one who's most public now. So it is what it is. But we'll see what happens to him. I think he'll definitely be playing again. But I wonder if he'll play for the Nets ever again. That's one question I'm having at this point.
Man, they might be done with him, man.
Yeah.
Because he took them through a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
if I was the owner, I'd be like, nah, I'm good, man. Like, man, we ain't even get to a finals.
Yeah.
We going through all this shit, man. Nah, man, you could go play somewhere else.
Yeah, he might have played his last game with the Nets, but I also feel like that the Durant probably has too at this point. I mean, if Kyrie's gone, he'll definitely be gone after the season, probably too. So I don't know. We'll see, man. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. A lot of NBA action. We're not talking about any games at all. I don't even know who's playing tonight.
I know,
but who cares? Other things. Did anything else happen this week? I'm sure we're skipping stuff. You want to revisit anything with the takeoff situation? I don't think any new information's really come out necessarily.
Yeah, not really any new information, but it seemed like a lot of cryptic shit is kind of going on. With you got a lot more people weighing in on the situation. Not really weighing in on the situation, but specifically Sauce Walker.
I saw that.
Made a post on it, and he said, "I wish y'all was with me."
And
H-Town and hip hop got to take. That's a big L for H-Town and hip hop. And Jazz Prince actually responded on the post and saying, "What you trying to say?" And he said, "You seen what I said? My number's still the same, pretty much." So I also seen Junior, Jay Prince Jr. He replied on a post of the blog site that posted the tweet or the story, and he pretty much left the shaking my head emoji. So I'm like, man, so it seemed like to me, look, we don't know the situation. We on the outside looking in. It looked like a lot of people kind of looking at that situation like, something don't smell right. And it seemed like the people over there is kind of getting a little defensive a little bit at people kind of questioning the whole situation.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that nobody. I know they did say somebody from the video who was seen with a gun is a person of interest, but I'm a little surprised that nobody's been arrested yet. I mean, this happened in public. There were like 40, 50 people there. Yeah. I'm sure some people are talking because people have been on social media talking. So, like, I'm kind of surprised nobody's been brought in yet. They ain't. From what I understand, it seemed like a complete accident. That's one thing that pretty much everybody agrees on. It was an accident. Takeoff was not a target of anybody. It was an accident. I think QC said straight bullet. People have been basically implying that it was just an accident. But yeah, I think it's I've seen some weird posts, man. I saw the long Jay Prince post on Instagram and Twitter, basically not really saying much, but saying it was a tragedy and whoever's responsible can't stay with him or by him. So okay, we'll see. But
I'm wondering how they gonna do this, because if it was somebody really close to them, like their man, I don't think they just gonna get their man up like that. I wonder if they trying to figure something out where they're gonna throw somebody to the wolves and make them take the rap, because clearly this is something. I feel like this is something you can't really weasel out of it, because it was a private party. It was, a lot of close friends. It wasn't a public situation where it could have been anybody. I wonder if they just gonna throw somebody to the wolves that keep everything off of them, so they could keep moving. Because it will be insane if nobody is caught or nobody is gets in trouble for this. Like, it can't be an unsolved mystery. Somebody gotta take the rap in a couple days, man. It can't go longer than what it is already over this high profile artist who was murdered in a private event.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. And yeah, Tab says DJ Academics broke it down like 2 nights in a row. Yeah, I saw he was getting his CSI shit on YouTube. He was basically looking at the video and pulling people's Instagram profiles and DMing them on stream, trying to solve it himself. But yeah, I've heard a lot of crazy shit. I've heard people say it was Quavo's brother, and I don't know what the fuck is going on there. That's a rumor, so don't go anywhere with that. But it's just, I've heard a lot of crazy shit, man, and none of this sounds good. And Tab, yeah, you knew that shit was coming. The conspiracy theories about the sacrifice and all that bullshit. I'm not even surprised that shit came out instantly, because anytime any celebrity dies, it is a Illuminati sacrifice or something like that. Astro World was an Illuminati sacrifice. Remember that. Everything involving a celebrity where somebody dies is a sacrifice somehow.
Why is that still a topic, man? That shit was like, that was a topic back in the 2000s when people was calling Jay-Z a devil worshiper and all that shit.
Yeah.
We should not be still bringing that shit up in 2020.
It's never gonna stop, man. I one of my homies is like heavy on that shit. We be having debates about it all the time. But yeah, it's never going anywhere, man. Drunk says if Houston PD let this slide, y'all really gonna turn into Atlanta? They're not. They're gonna, whoever, it's gonna be solved pretty soon. Trust me on that, man. It's not gonna be unsolved. They ain't gonna let shit slide. Somebody's gonna get arrested for this shit and they gonna go to jail. Tab says, what do y'all think about the no-fly zone in Houston now? Nobody's checking in. I mean, why would you check in? I mean, he was checked in with Jay Prince and the Mob Ties people.
Yeah, I think they were hanging out.
Yep.
I don't think it was a thing where, you know, they weren't cool and they ran into each other at some place. I think they were all hanging out. It was a private event. But I guess somebody got into it a little bit, some shots fired, and Takeoff fortunately got hit. So I don't think it was a thing where they had to check in. I think they were actually cool with each other, because it was a bunch of times back when I was listening and being on the app Clubhouse. Junior was like going in on Joe Budden because the way he was disrespecting the Migos.
Mm-hmm.
So he was super upset about that, and that shit was old. the Complex interview,
yeah,
left off Bad and Bougie and all that shit. Like, he was talking about that. It was just like, man, that shit was kind of old, man. That shit was like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they clearly had a relationship with each other. I think they were on good terms. I don't think nobody was on bad terms. I think something just went south at that night, and fortunately, Takeoff got hit, man.
Yeah. And yeah, it don't look good, man, because a woman who was allegedly there did mention that to hang out, I mean, she was there and they got searched, because to hang out around Jay Prince Jr. and Jazz Prince, they search you. So the only ones who had weapons were people in that camp.
Their people.
Yeah. So the fact that a gunfight broke out and Takeoff was killed, you would assume it was with people.
It kind of fall on them.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's not a good look for anything. I've seen that Charleston White video circulating about him shitting on Jay Prince and Mob Ties. So yeah, it's not a good look for the camp, period, man. It should never have happened. It should never escalate to that point, and it's just a tragedy all around. I don't know, man. Ernesto says, did y'all see the conspiracy theory about the music video they dropped on 10/31/22? I did see they dropped the video that same day. I didn't look. You can make a symbol out of anything, man, if you look hard enough. People used to do that about Tupac. If you play the Machiavelli record backwards, he says, "I'm alive." Like, what the fuck? No. Come on, man. Like, you can look, if you're looking hard enough, you can find anything in anything. Okay, that's one thing I'll say. So I don't pay attention to none of that shit. I do think music videos.
Yeah, I do think it was freaky that video dropped, because it was a video for their single. I forgot the name of the single.
Messy, I think it was.
Messy, yeah, because Quavo was reenacting that elevator scene where him and Sweetie got into it. Oh, and they was fighting over the fucking Call of Duty game or whatever it was. And he looked up at the camera like, "Oh shit." Yeah, but
that's too funny.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be real interesting the next couple weeks because, like I said, man, if they were at in the hood or something or at some public place, then it could have been anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But for the simple fact, that's like if something happened up here. If we were all in the studio and something happened up here, they gonna be looking at the people that was up here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting, man, because those guys, they usually protect the city a little bit. They move a certain way, and it's a shame that somebody, a star, a superstar, end up dead, man.
Yeah. Drunk with the conspiracy theories continuing. I did see that one as well. Takeoff last Instagram post had the song "Stop Breathing" by Cardi. Okay, man, that's a hot song. It didn't have nothing to do with death. It was about he takes his shirt off and the whole "Stop Breathing." It had nothing to do with getting shot. But
did he sample that? That was a Gucci Mane song.
What, Cardi?
I take my shirt off and all the hoes stop breathing.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, you don't remember that song?
I'm not off the top of my head. When I heard the Cardi song, I didn't think about Gucci Mane.
Oh, really?
But I'm probably heard it before.
My shirt off.
That's funny, especially Gucci Mane at that point taking his shirt off.
Yeah,
that was fat Gucci before the prison and the fucking.
I take my shirt off and all the hoes stop breathing.
That shit was fire. But yeah, we'll see. Like this Takeoff shit's gonna get resolved pretty quickly. What do you feel about Deion Sanders and his fucking
y'all ain't going out, y'all ain't leaving
saying telling his speech, because it seems like every speech he makes to Jackson State somehow mixed to the internet. Yeah, and he made a video after Takeoff died talking about how you boys can't be doing the same stuff you was doing. Y'all can't be on the corner. Y'all can't be with the women you was messing with before. Shit like that. And then he said, because Jackson State's playing in Houston this weekend, and I think against TSU, right?
Yeah.
And they said, he said, y'all can't leave the hotel.
Yeah.
And the mayor himself said that was an overreaction. What do you think about that?
I agree with the mayor. Clearly, he probably didn't know the real details, because I think he mentioned saying, he was killed at a dice game.
Mm-hmm.
And that make it sound like he was over there shooting dice and he got into it, like he was causing the trouble. So I don't think Deion really knew the details or, the specifics like we know what happened, because it wasn't a thing where, like I said, he wasn't at Turkey Leg Hut and shit went down. He wasn't at the Galleria Mall and they had a shootout. It wasn't nothing like that. This was, so if that's the case, man, so if somebody ended up getting shot at a house party or something like that, just a little family house party, somebody gets shot, should we lock the city down there? Should we stay in the house and don't go nowhere? I just think this situation was a little different. I think a lot of people look over the past couple years of rappers getting killed, and right now, I understand if they do, but I think right now a lot of people lumping that in with this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, we had this conversation about rappers dying a bunch of times throughout this podcast. I think this one is totally different, man. I can't lump that in with the PNB Rock.
Yeah,
I can't lump that in with the Nipsey. I can't lump that in with all the other stuff. This honestly, and this hurt even worse, to be honest, because the man wasn't even doing. I don't think he was doing nothing. This seemed like it was a total mistake, a total a misfire, and this seemed like nothing but a mistake. And but it seemed like Deion kind of lumped that in with just rappers getting killed.
Yeah,
y'all staying in the house. And it wasn't even like that. So I kind of disagree with. I mean, look, man, Houston is Houston is it got a lot going on, so them boys could probably get in trouble anyway, being being out and about in Houston. But I think that was an overreaction for sure.
I think so. Drunk says, I've seen a lot of people saluting Deion for that. I think it was a reach personally. Yeah, I agree. And I got a hot take about these Deion Sanders fucking videos, man. I'm getting sick of them. Like, I understand there is guidance. There is being a coach and a mentor for kids. But number one, it seems like every week I have to see a new Deion video of him being condescending towards young black men.
So is one of the players recording this, or do we got like a personal assistant?
I'm sure he has his own person recording it, because the camera is always focused on him. It's never focused on any of the players. It's only focused on him.
And it's hard for me to believe a player is sitting there recording their
coach.
I
doubt a player recorded when he walked through that other team. Who was that he was playing again? The dude who said he ain't swag. I forget which team that was, but it was controversial because Deion Sanders walked through. He does a pregame where he walks around the whole field, and he walked through the opposing team, and the opposing team was like, "What the fuck you doing, man?" Cussing him out because he was in the middle of their huddles and shit, and it was like, what he's posted it like they were just hating on him but he's still gonna do what he does because he's just a great guy. I'm like, man, I'm getting sick of this shit, dog. I like Deion Sanders. I thought he was hilarious when he was on NFL Network on the pregame and postgame show with Michael Irvin and all them Mariota, all them people. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm getting sick of this Coach Deion bullshit, man. I'm sorry. This motivational speaker masquerading as a college head coach. This fucking every week he got to talk about how these kids don't know how it was back in the day. I can't say what I would usually say because of cancel culture. You men, you boys got to be men. Y'all can't be on the block I used to be. Y'all can't be messing with these hoes like that. We get it, man. Okay. I don't have to hear it every week. All right. But I'm getting, and it's all white people in the comments. It's all white folks in the comments giving them props for this shit, man. See, he's teaching these thugs how to be men. He's teaching these boys how to be men. And it's like, I think there's more to teaching a boy or a young man how to be a man than just talking down to him and saying all this shit he shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't get it. But I'm getting sick of it. And I'm sick of this Coach Deion bullshit. I never see him. I don't know how Jackson State is doing, but I never see video of him like teaching football. I just see the motivational speeches in the locker room about fucking the boys being men and acting like men.
Yeah. Now I think they actually doing pretty good, man, because there rumors circulating pretty much trying to get him to go to the to Division I. I don't know what Jackson State is, but they trying to get him to go to one of these big colleges now, like a Florida State or Auburn or something like that. And of course, black folks is bad. Like, why you got to go to what you call it, PWI?
Yeah.
Why you got to go to a PWI? Why you can't just be great at Jackson State? And all the stuff he did for that HBCU and all that stuff. But yeah, man, what he doing is a bit. And he sitting there talking, if y'all on y'all phones, we ain't going.
Yeah, see, like, come on, man. It's fucking Army camp or fucking college football, dog. Like, enough with this shit. We're talking about the TSU game. Holly says they're undefeated. Okay, so they are doing pretty good.
Yeah, they actually had college game day out there in Jackson State.
Yeah, I saw that. It was hype, man. It looked hype. Deion's an entertaining guy. See, I don't get in front. Deion is entertaining, man.
Yeah,
he's an entertaining guy, but it's just I'm getting sick of the Coach Deion motivational speaker shit. It was cool the first couple of times. Every week it's getting a little bit much, man. Every week I got to see him making a video towards his haters, and he's starting to look like an Instagram influencer or some shit, man. It's like I'm getting sick of this shit. I'm getting sick of seeing it. It does look like he's trying to pitch himself to a bigger school. That's what it's starting to look like now, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually shocked he's still coaching this long, man. To me, he didn't say he had the reality show. He was on TV most of the time. he seemed like he wasn't really a coach type of person. Deion is a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see a lot of Hall of Famer players trying to get in the nitty and gritty and coach.
Yeah, especially a wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, he was a defensive back.
He was. Yeah, that's right. He was cornerback. That's right. My bad.
But he was definitely one of those flashy divas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was shocked that he actually went to Jackson State and still there. But yeah, man, I'm glad he doing a good job. I'm glad he bringing a lot of attention to that school, and they're actually doing pretty good. I think he even got some #1 recruits to commit with them, and I actually like that, man. But I agree with you. The little speeches are a little too much.
Yeah, man, I'm getting a little. It's getting a little cheesy. You said Deion played some wide receiver too. Yeah, I completely forgot he was a cornerback, man. I'm slipped my fucking mind. But oh yeah, Drunk also said you just saw Nike enter the relationship with Kyrie. Yeah, and that's one of their top basketball shoes. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Yes. Yeah, man.
That's a big deal, man.
It is. He had one of the more popular current player shoes, man.
Yeah,
so,
I think he was up there with LeBron, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah. They said they suspended their deal with Kyrie and canceled the shoe release. So, yeah, man. Nike fucking promoted well, I don't want to bring the Jason Whitlock comparison, so I'll stop there. But I was going to talk about Kaepernick and how when he was protesting, he got the bag from Nike. But
yeah, I forgot about
Kyrie posted a link and this shit gets pulled. But different situation. I'm not going to go down the Jason Whitlock line now, so I'll stop there.
But no, honestly, that's a good point, because that's the one thing I was always worried about big corporations and big companies like that, how they get profit off of stuff like protesting and cater towards black folks by releasing the Black Lives Matter Nike shoe or something like that, and making a lot of money from it. But you see what Kyrie did, they just like, nah, like we cool on that. Like the block is hot, we gonna suspend them, and nah, we cool on that. But we could profit off of protesting and Kaepernick and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of show you where the world is, man. And
it does.
I'm not sitting here saying they're wrong. I guess technically that's a good business move, but we so far back, man. It's low key too late to sit here and try to say what about this or how you gonna do this and be cool with this but not cool with that. We so far behind, man. It ain't nothing you can really do about it at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree. And what would be if there's a clip going around about Malcolm X talking about anti-Semitism and how basically they label that, this was back in the 60s, by the way. He was basically talking about how if you say anything bad against Jews, they label it as anti-Semitism. Even if you're talking about a Jewish store owner, people who own all the stores, they're Jewish, you're just describing that person. But if you say anything bad about them and they're Jewish, it's anti-Semitism. If Kyrie retweeted that video, would the response be the same? Would everybody ride against Malcolm X? I mean, fucking LeBron was reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, supposedly. Now, would they have had the same reaction if it was a Malcolm X quote? I wonder that, man, because it could still be labeled anti-Semitism, but would they ride that hard against Malcolm X and his quote? Because we deified Malcolm X now, as we should, because fucking he fought the good fight, man. But I wonder if he posted that quote instead of that video, if the reaction would be nearly the same. I doubt it.
Nah, of course not. We know it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Kyrie could have said slavery was a choice. It would not get that. He'd get blowback from us.
Mm-hmm.
We probably get some black folks, shitting on him and all that, but he'll be playing right now, dropping 40.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Nah. It was just the fact that we didn't know who wrote this, and it was a lot of factors in it. But Yeah, and yeah, the whole thing with Nike and China too, like the whole relationship with the NBA and China, which has been allegedly had a lot of human rights violations and controversial things going on, but we deal with them, and you can't say nothing bad against China. We saw what happened to Daryl Morey when he made a tweet saying he supports Taiwan or something, free Taiwan. That was it, and he everybody got mad at him for that. So there's a lot of hypocrisy here, and it all follows money. That's all it is, man. It's all about money at the end of the day. So
money
whoever has
relationships.
Exactly. So that's all it's about.
Yeah.
So yeah. Holly asked how you feel about the Michigan State fight. You got to inform me on that, man. I didn't keep up. What happened?
Oh, you ain't see that? It looked like some people from Michigan State was so a little backstory. They played each other last week, and weird enough, they got to go. Both teams got to go through the same tunnel to get in and get out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like one Michigan player, and like it had to be like 6 or 7 Michigan State guys, and they were like whooping his ass.
Damn.
I wish I could find it, but they was like whooping his ass. So now it's like it's like a real investigation going on with it, and I think charges might be filed.
Shit.
It got real serious.
Damn. I didn't see that, man. That's wild. He got jumped in the tunnel.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit, man.
Yep.
If only they had Coach Dion there, it would have never happened.
They jumped him bad, man. It was rough.
That's wild. That's crazy, man. Yeah. That beef is real. Like I said, if only they had Dion there to talk them down, he would have taught them how to be men and not boys. Y'all can't be fighting like they're on the block no more, okay? y'all men now. Some of y'all got kids to take care of. Like, all right, Dad. Anything else happen in the sports world? I think that pretty much covers what we know about Takeoff and all that right now. Yeah. Anything else? I'm sure we're missing a little something, but it's getting late, so we might have to wrap this one up. I'm scrolling the timeline real quick, making sure we ain't missed shit. And this might be about it for the podcast, man. Holly asked, should they be suspended or kicked out of the school and off team? I mean, I think getting kicked out of school is a lot. I think I didn't see the fight, so I can't say that much. I mean, if he got seriously injured, yeah, you got to take some action. But if the dude was okay, then I don't know about that, man. I think somebody getting kicked out of school is a lot. So,
yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they do kick him off the team, because the story did get huge, and they got to do something. It can't be no 2-game suspension or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a real police investigation. I would be surprised if they get suspended for the rest of the year or kicked off. So I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I gotta find the video of the fight to make my own decision. I missed this, but yeah, it sounds crazy, man. So shit.
Yeah, no, it was kind of wild, man.
Tab says Act gonna be blamed for getting little yellow hoodie little Cam killed now. Is it about the Takeoff thing? I don't know, man. But yeah.
Oh, I guess it's the guy in the yellow hoodie he was pointing out.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like the CSI shit he was trying to do, man. That shit was kind of corny to me. Like, I understand you want to get to the bottom of it, but he was putting people's real Instagrams out there, their real information out there, finding their stuff. And I didn't like that, man. Like, fucking give that shit to the police if you want to fucking cooperate like that. But don't do it for YouTube views, man. That shit's corny to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is real life. This ain't fucking CSI, man.
Yeah, shit. I was trying to be careful with what I was saying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because like we said 100 times during this podcast, we don't know what really happened.
Exactly.
He wasn't there. And
there's no clear video footage of anything. There is video out there, but there's no clear footage of anything. yeah, it's all very sloppy, man. So there's nothing we can extrapolate about who shot who and what happened, and they're gonna find out what happened, man. But yeah, you can't just watch that shaky ass video and come to conclusions off that.
Yeah, like I mean, people be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
If it was that easy to investigate and all that shit. So yeah, I ain't even like I even wanted to get the guys that was there at the private party the benefit of the doubt, because it's not fair for me to sit there and say that's on y'all because we wasn't there. But we just had to explain what people were saying on social media, how it's looking. But we had no clue. We can't sit here and try to break down the video or on a high profile murder like this.
No, I agree, man. Yeah, we don't know what happened. So any kind of reckless speculation, it never ends good. We've seen it time and time again. People get shit wrong and people's lives get fucked up. So yeah, it's just serious, man. Can't be fucking playing internet detective with the real life murder.
Mm-hmm.
Holly says Houston was a low key hangout for celebs. Y'all think this changes our rep? I mean, in a short term, maybe. I think by next summer it's gonna be up here again, man. I don't think it's gonna last that long.
Still moving here, man.
Yes,
that's the problem. I think I don't think it's a low key hangout spot now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's up there. I think they might have surpassed Chicago as biggest city at this point. They might be third behind New York and LA.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's a low key spot now. And I think it's been like that since 2020 and 2021. Yeah. I think that's when it really, all type of people here live here. It's 50 Cent, all type of people here now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think from the outside, I think people on the outside would look at it like, oh, it's hot, it's dangerous there. I ain't moving there. I seen a whole bunch of people saying I ain't moving there.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly they didn't really know the situation.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't think it's gonna change at all, man. I think people still gonna move here. And stuff still gonna be going on. I don't think it's gonna be like shootings and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna change that at all.
Yeah, no, and the places that are hot are still getting frequented, like Atlanta, and people ain't stopped going to Atlanta. People ain't stopped going to LA. So Houston always going to be a hangout spot where celebrities go, and that's not going to change. I'm pretty confident of that. But yeah, I'm fine with the out of towners thinking this hot and not moving here, because like I said, we fucking full here, man. Stop moving here, y'all. If you ain't from Houston, don't move to Houston. We full. The fucking it ain't better. The grass ain't greener. Okay, stay wherever you're at. Don't come over
here. The grass
man.
is actually brown a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to decay like the Astrodome, man. Okay, so stay at your ass wherever you are. Don't move here. The grass ain't greener, man. Anything else? We getting a little late in the podcast. Might go ahead and wrap it up, man. I think that covers about everything that happened this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, RIP Takeoff, man. Still a sad week. Still thinking about that. That shit's fucked up. Yeah, I think that about does it. Go Astros, man. We gotta pump them up.
Yeah. Let's go Astros.
Yep.
Let's get this win. Don't take us to a game 7, man.
I don't want the stress of a game 7, man. Please close it out on Saturday. But
it's stressful as fuck, man. When it's the games, dog. I think the most I ever been stressed was 2016 when the Cavs and the Warriors was in the finals, and it was fucking game 7, man. That was the most stressed I think everybody was.
Mm-hmm.
We were walking around just like, man, it's game 7. Oh shit. Like, man, we were walking around like we had to play the game.
Yeah.
That shit was stressful, man. And then not to mention the game itself was actually stressful. So it was crazy, man. was too crazy. So
yeah, close baseball games are the worst, man, because they seem like they go on forever, especially when the offenses on both sides are struggling.
Yes,
like, fuck,
one person get on
only
base.
Take one person
One person
game's
on
over.
base and one home run, and that's it.
Yes.
The good thing is they playing at home now. So, but in Philly, when it was 3-2, and I think they had somebody on base. I was just like, oh shit! If this person hit a home run, the game is over. So, man, that shit was stressful, but I think we would pull this off.
I hope so, man. Pulling for them, of course we are, but we'll see. And Holly asked, do y'all know why they were here talking about Quavo and Takeoff, assumedly didn't hear of any shows? I believe allegedly it was Jay Prince Jr.'s or Jazz Prince, who is Jay Prince's son, one of his sons. It was his birthday, and they were having a party at a bowling alley, and that's where it happened, allegedly. Well, we know it happened at the bowling alley. I'm not 100% sure it was his birthday party, but that's what I've heard.
It was somebody's birthday party.
Yeah,
I think it was his.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I heard he wasn't even there when it happened.
I've heard a lot of things, man.
Me too.
I've heard people weren't even there, but we see them on video. I've heard a lot of stuff, man. So I'm not even confident in saying anything until I hear fucking the police report.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard it was Jazz Prince's birthday party / a Halloween event, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So we'll know all the details soon enough. But yeah, man, go Astros. Hopefully by this time next week, we'll be celebrating another World Series, one they can't say shit about. I don't care. We talking about some pine tar on motherfuckers' hands. Who cares? Okay. It's all fair game now. Ain't no trash cans out there. Yeah, I've heard it all, man. Look, they gonna hate no matter what, so I don't even care. Cheat if you have to. Fuck it. I'll take another Tainted championship.
Yeah.
I don't care no more. Bring back the trash cans. I don't give a fuck. I'm down. Win at whatever it takes, at all costs. Okay, I don't care anymore because they gonna hate and accuse us of cheating regardless. So yeah. I'm down with do whatever you got to do, man. Close it out.
No, I agree,
man. All right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this podcast up now, man. Appreciate all y'all hanging with us, coming through. Appreciate you, everybody who commented on the stream: Ernesto, Tab, Drunk, of course, Holly, people on Facebook as well. We see you out there, man. Yeah. Everybody who came through, we appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, big shout out to my man Tony. Big shout out to Pablo on Facebook. Yep. Yeah, shout out to everybody on Twitch. Shout out to people on Twitter watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all hanging with us, man. Go Astros. And until next time. Peace. Go ahead and close that stream.
Did it close?
We still live. Hey, we still live in full effect. What's up, people?
Damn, my screen black.
Uh-oh. I think we still streaming, man. Technical, are we just gonna have a 24-hour stream, 24-hour podcast?
Hold on. Here we go. Let me hit it. Oh shit.